evening. Gotta throw that in. It's October. You gotta set the tone. You know all the rigmarole that goes in with the month of October. I'm trying to sound like Lurch. Failed miserably, but good evening. It is Mondo Mail Call. It is Thursday, so you guys already know we battled it through the week. We beat the shit out of it. We're getting to Friday. That next day, man. Thank you, and thank you for viewing. If you're new, go ahead and hit that like. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. Go ahead and comment and tell us what you got recently on a Mondo Mail Call. If you are not new to the channel, well then buckle up, sit back, enjoy yourself. We're gonna go ahead and show some goodies. We got catching up with the herd, and there's a lot to catch up with. There was a lot that happened through this week. Talking with my hands, so it's interesting. Pew 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 pew. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get this roll call going. We'll go ahead and holler at the herd chat, and we're gonna go ahead and start it off right now. Sam, I am rookie fanatic _19 on Instagram. If you knows him, follow him. He is the Star Wars aficionado. How are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Good, man. Good.
Glad to be here.
Super glad to have you, brother. I know Wednesday came along and you were ready for that High Republic. I don't know if you bought that 1 in 50, but you might have got the A, B, and C covers. I know I only got an A. I was waiting for that Noto, so I'm a little peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hear you, man. But Jeff, what's going on with you, brother? Look at this guy.
Nothing much, man. I just couldn't get the stupid button to work. I hit it like 3 times. I was like, this shit ain't working.
Yeah, it's just a short flick, brother. Just a short flick.
It's Jeff at Geek Driven, just here for another Mondo Mail Call. Actually got some stuff, really cool stuff. Stuff I've been trying to get for a while. But I don't know. I just got home maybe not too long ago, so I'm a little out of sorts.
It's all real life, bro.
We'll talk about Weekend Geek and everything else after that.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down to hit it.
All right, JR, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Save me.
Just enjoying this week of seems like everything's ending this week. She-Hulk's ending this week. Lord of the Rings is ending this week. It felt like Andor could end this week. I know it's not, but it still felt like it. Good week for shows. But I'm Rogue's Law, JR, you resident asshole. Is anyone else getting ready for Comic-Con this weekend? Or Comic-Con, the onslaught of tickets?
Early registration. Oh, we are ready. We're getting the herd back together. We're getting band back together, man. Forget about soreness. Forget about them legs and everything else, man. We're going to fight the good fight once again.
So how about you, Steve? How's your week going?
It's going great, man. Like I said, we battled it out, man. We're on Thursday. It was payday today. Kiss that check goodbye. Paid the mortgage. Thank God. But we are ready for pre-registration on Saturday for San Diego Comic-Con. And if we don't get it, guess what? You'll see the herd at a con near you. Let me tell you, I will be traveling, or I might just take a sabbatical, dude, alone, and just go to Hawaii, check out the, paradise, and get laid, possibly. You never know. Definitely get laid, right? Laid flowers. Come on, get your head out of the gutter. All right, we're going to go ahead and start. All right, let's go ahead and hit him with the Four Horsemen faction. They're jumping in action. Brother number 1, Brother Rudy. If he's on Instagram, you got to follow him at Santi Rudy numero uno. He is a pillar of this community, blue wrenching it in all the chats. And if you're not checking out his collection, then you've sorely been mistaken. You need a stage left. Follow him, check him out, treat him well. He is a pillar to the community. Brother number 2, Something Wong. You already know something white's going to happen. Do I have something playing out loud? I feel like I have Halloween in the background and you're hearing like something's going to happen to me. But brother number 2, Something Wong. You already know something white's going to happen when he's around. He is the havoc to this bunch, and you already know he's going to keep you nice and warm, feeling tingly inside with them jokes and all that good stuff. So go and follow my brother, Something Wong, also on Instagram. Brother number 3, all the way from Canada, D-Anime, etc., Senpai, legendary Sonnen, T2 connoisseur, my brother, bam. And then you got brother number 4, all the way from the other side of the pond, Glenn 2K12, home of the Force and the Flatulence, DC connoisseur, poor hermano. He might jump out and scare the shit out of you, but he is here and he's willing to enable my brother. Shout out, Steve. All right, those tantalizing beats in the background and intros and outros, what you hear, it is all resident DJ beat by Munster, Eddie Ramos, my brother. Shout out to you. We will be chilling very, very soon this weekend, probably, I imagine. And then let's go ahead and swan dive in this herd chat. Let's see what we got going on here. Right here, Something Wong. So you already know something right's going to happen when he's around. And then you got Zen Multiverse coming from Near Volts versus and then some. If you're out following him, follow him on Instagram, follow his YouTube channel. He is deep diving. So those videos, man, he's been producing have been gems, man. Catching me up, man, on stuff that I haven't read and learning me something. You know, copy 801 exhibitor, and you already know he was like, hey, exhibitor and witness. Can I get a witness? I'm gonna ask copy 801 to be my witness, you know. Mondo Mail Call, baby. It's raining, man. Hallelujah. I gotta not hit that whole hit, right? All right, it's CRG. Comics are great. Anthony also went to NYCC representing. Man, he was super happy, right? Like he got to meet artists galore. So Tim Stacy, masterpiece making Tim Stacy. Let's put some respect on his name. My brother, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, and that is it. We are all caught up with the herd, y'all. So, let me go with what's up, folks. We got my brother Nigel is in the building. Also went hard over on NYCC. Oh, yeah. Took it over, man. He was out and about. He was like a mover and a shaker, my brother. You know what I mean? What happened?
Isn't he always?
Oh, always. Anywhere he goes, man, he goes with in good company. You know what I mean? As he says.
I love Nigel to death, but some of the stuff he sends me, I'm like, oh my god, I want some of the stuff he's got. He's got such a killer collection.
Oh, right. I mean, he's just doing big things, man. All signies and everything. Yeah. But who's gonna start it off?
You want to start off, Sam?
I know I got something working in the,
Well, we know you go. Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Go ahead, Sam. Let's start you off, brother.
We'll go. I'll start off with a couple toys.
All right.
I just on a whim, I stopped by GameStop the other day.
Okay.
And they had all the bounty hunters. They were over half off, so they were like $8 a piece.
Nice, dude.
So I got
the pop collection.
It was wrong.
Oh, nice. For Lunar Darth Vader.
I already had a few of them, but I got these 4 that day. Zuckus.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you went bounty hunter crazy.
Dengar.
Yeah.
I have the whole set, but I don't have the Fett.
Yo, he went Fantastic Four from Star Wars though.
Those are that, and then just buying books. Got a Man Thing the other day.
Nice.
I always thought I had this, and I think I just had it as a kid and figured I still had it, and I did not. And then I got this one.
Oh, nice.
All right.
It's lower grade. It's got tape down the spine, but it's the second appearance of Hawkeye.
That yellow cover is sick. It just pops.
Yeah.
You can't beat that classic art, man.
Still working on that run, but I'm down to the lower, the more expensive one. So I've been kind of holding off.
Nice.
So I think I have 64 up now in this one. And then great timing's everything.
Hey, Pop Junkie in the
I got
building.
This for a steal a few weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
That have the packet in it, because there's there's a card in there. There's an overpower card that they added in there.
I don't think so.
Steel packet.
Yeah, I don't think that's in there.
He got it for steal like a veteran should, right?
It's just a book I'd wanted for a long time, and I got it, and then like the week, the following couple days later, all of a sudden, the news breaks that Reynolds said that he was going to show up. So we'll see. And then you get the Halloween theme. I got this the other day.
Right there, that's the one to get, brother. I'm in good company then.
And then
in that horror aspect.
I got this last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wanted the Little Mermaid cover, but didn't see it.
I wanted that Disney cover.
The
Yeah,
Disneyland
the
one?
Little Mermaid one.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
just the with like the castle or whatever is in the background.
Yeah,
That
like a
one's pretty cool.
program. It looked like the
I
old
didn't see that
program.
one either.
Yeah, I just forgot
then
to even
I
ask.
picked up the last issue of Once in Future,
That's a
Nice.
sick cover.
and then the 1 in 10.
Woo! Doesn't break the bank at all.
And then what else here?
Sam,
The Golden Age books. I may have shown this because I think this is about the last time I got on. I don't know if I showed that one last time or not.
No,
Oh,
you
very
did not.
nice.
The
That's
Jack
sick.
Dempsey cover
That's cool.
from this is from yikes. I don't remember the date on it. It's late 40s, I believe, maybe early 50s. This one's from 49.
Very nice.
The baseball cover with it's got a Newt Rockney story in it.
That's cool.
But you know, the painted covers I really like.
He got that grit smile, like that grit in his teeth,
And
Like
then
he's-
this week,
throwing that fastball right down the pike.
yes, I did get the High Republic.
Bam. There you go. You got that C cover. You got the A cover. You got that Noto.
But I did not get the 1 in 50. I didn't see it. I said I wasn't going to buy it anyways, but I probably would have. And then the Visions,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that. The A cover was just enough.
which
man.
you've heard the hot rumor on this one. I don't know if it's.
What? That'll be animated?
You see the color of the lightsaber,
Oh yeah.
This is
okay.
red and there's blue or purple.
purple, and it's a. I don't know if I want to ruin the story, but the purple. You know who has a purple saber? Supposedly, it's a blind guy in here. He claims. So if you're gonna read this, don't listen for a sec. He claims that he was struck by lightning, fell out of the building,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
you know, and so maybe it's an alternative universe mace, maybe not. I bought it because I was gonna buy it. So
Oh nice.
Well, Samuel's come on record and said, "Hey, I want to come back."
you know, but that's not supposed to be canon.
and then you got like Afro Samurai, so you could really like
Yeah.
if you wanted to animate that and put that in the
And it
world.
doesn't look like
lore,
him at
that would
all.
be awesome.
And then I picked
Well,
up this.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
But
Nostalgia.
Big Rob's heart, dude.
I already had one, but I think my other one's not a newsstand one.
That's sick though.
Oh.
I gotta
And then I just ran into some newsstands I couldn't say no to.
Newsies.
Nice.
The first, Voss.
All
They had a
Star
couple
Wars are
Wookiee
bust.
ones. The Wookiee ones are pretty cheap, but they're still, still
Man,
2,000 newsstands.
Yeah.
And then this one for
Okay.
Sturge in
That's
the newsstand. And I have all these in the regular, but I didn't have it in the newsstands. And then the first
right.
draw hat
All right.
that becomes Darth Crate. And then
Damn, you're running the gamut, Sam.
I picked up this. Just 'cause
Yes.
I always wanted it and I'd never seen it before. It was cheap. It was like $5. And then I had this book before, but it was stored in my garage with some baseball magazines. And
Uh-oh.
let's just say the ants got in and they ate the magazine and left the plastic.
Ooh.
So when
Wow.
I seen this one again, I found it. It's just early Amazing Heroes. And then for the two books I really wanted to show tonight that I don't know, I probably overpaid for these, but oh well. It's signed by Roy Thomas with the remark by Roy Thomas on it.
Nice.
Nice.
You know, and
Congrats,
if
Sam.
you have a 4, you have to have the 3 with the
Oh,
Chewbacca.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So, and that's
That was
you
a
know,
Mondo Mail Call right there.
That's like more than my wife likes me to buy.
But she doesn't know about those things. They gave them to you. They gave 'em-
We share the same bank account. She knows
Oh, okay.
everything deducted she sees. So she's good about it, though. My kids are grown up, so it's not like I'm like taking food off the table. So
For sure. All right,
It's nice.
Sam.
She makes more money than me, so that's okay too.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
You got to spoil yourself. The spoils of war.
But yeah, it was a big Star Wars week for me. So
It looked
That's
like
awesome.
it, man. You really went deep with them Star Wars, man. You went like Han Solo, Millennium Falcon, just hyperspeed.
yeah,
Boom.
no, it's there's not many books I run into anymore that I don't have, but I don't have the dark newsstands are just tough to find, and
Yeah.
they're always beat the crap. I mean, they're just tough to find. I think if you find something, you know, in the near mint minus range, you're lucky. They're just not. Those books are not they're not forgiving. They, you know, because I've found ones and been happy to find ones that are, you know, in a dollar bin that are beat the crap, and I'm happy just to have it. So that was kind of nice to find some nicer ones.
Good pickups, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Really
not
hustled
bad.
it down.
Yeah, those newsies are usually rounded off on each corner.
Brother
Yeah.
Rudy is in the building. You're never late, man. Always on time, my brother.
And I was going to show you that as a Ahsoka doll that Rob talked me into buying, and then buy one, but I don't know where I said it. Okay,
Yeah, we'll have to tell Big Rob.
He found it.
It's sitting right in front of me. I was like, where was it? I looked, you know.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Big Rob. You're like, damn it, Big Rob. These
Rob
Saturday
was
toy
talking
box.
about it, and I thought, you know, I got on there, so I thought, what the heck? It's
Man,
cool,
Big
but
Rob's been throwing like
he didn't buy it.
in the
And
toy
no,
box
right?
chat, man. He's been throwing tons of freaking pictures. I'm like, stop it, dude. Cut it out.
So, he got me and Murillo to buy it, but then he backed out.
Yeah.
He almost got me to buy it.
Because he has to get whatever Eternia is it that he's got to get in November?
Oh man, I don't know. He has a quorum, if you would. You know,
Some stuff coming up.
Yeah,
got a lot.
You got Eternia by Mattel Creations that has just been released. I think the crowdfunding. So you have to make a decision. I think tonight if you want to fulfill
Early
that order.
Okay.
Early order would get you a figure. At 9,000 they add another figure, and then at 10,000 they add another figure. So you get 3 figures with this big set. It's enormous. So if you're a Mo2 fan, this is pulling to your heartstrings. And then you got also Mondo. Mondo is throwing the Battle Cat with another I think He-Man. So that's kind of like, you know, choose. It's like you're left or you're right. You know, which one's getting pulled. That doesn't sound like a pretty freaking picture, but it's Halloween, so fuck it,
Jeff's
you know?
face on that one.
Yeah, Jeff was like, All right. Sam, who's gonna go next, my brother?
How about let's go with Jeff.
All right.
No, I only had 2 choices.
Yeah, hey, come on, man. Come on, Sam. Be
He
nice,
knows the
bro.
rules.
You're the best, Sam.
You jerks.
That's absolutely.
Just think we're saving the best for last.
True.
If we would have saved Stan for last,
All right, so that's not a pickup.
that's an X-Men.
That's I found it. I found my
Impulse
copy.
Pilot, right? Oh, okay.
Oh,
No,
nice.
this is my childhood. I think it was in my childhood copy. Yeah,
Man, that thing looks
Nice.
clean as shit.
that's
Good job,
it was
Always all right.
going off for a little while. It's like
Open
the
it,
first
yeah.
Deadpool versus X-Men.
You got
Jeez.
brother Rudy hitting up a Sam I am. What up?
So I got this
Yes,
from Comic
sir.
Book Day, and it's pretty darn clean.
Oh yeah, you had some
Yeah.
pickups. You had some nice little pickups, Jack.
Let's
Tell 'em
see.
where you went. Ooh, get those.
Yeah, I went to CJ's barbershop.
Yeah, dude.
And he had his little near mint preview a month ahead of time, and he had about 5 other people there, and I picked up mostly everything from one person. I picked up one thing from CJ, and then everything else from Comics with Bonix, Steve.
Mhm. Shout out to Comics with Phonics.
Steven,
He has
yeah.
some
So-
Jeff Kiss's freaking type of material, right?
I actually picked up that Spider-Man was from Steven. This is everything Spidey related was from Steven.
Okay. Bam.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
So first Rania, which I've been looking for, and it's probably a near mint minus.
Rob's all
Near mint.
up. He's like, open a goddamn pop for
No.
Christ's sake.
Just say back to Rob, buy a damn comic.
Yeah.
So first
Silk.
solo series by Silk.
Okay. Running the gamut.
Yes.
Spidey family.
Yes. And then I picked up something from CJ,
There you go. Oh, we live, you lucky son of a
first
gun.
edition, and he
Good
gave me
job.
one hell of a price.
Really?
How much is that
Okay.
thing going for normally now?
I think it's closer to 100 right now.
Wow.
So put that A cover?
It just went up to like, I swear I saw one sell for like 90, but
Are you
it could
serious?
be, it might not be a good sell. Who knows? But there's
Oh,
rumors.
That
There's
was just on
rumors
the
going
cover
around.
price top 10, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's rumors going around that it's probably gonna get picked up. So I needed to get my copy before I just took off. And now,
Welcome to the club.
fourth print
There you go.
of first edition of first Gwen Stacy, Spider Gwen.
You'll enjoy it, Rob.
So instead of just getting one, I might as well get the second print too.
There you go. Check you out, bro.
Why did I think the orange one was the fourth print?
No, the
you're
orange
a
one is,
Spider-Man
I
hater,
believe
that's
it's
why
the
you don't
fifth print or the sixth. Because I have the comic bug, which is either the fifth or the sixth. I keep saying it's the.
I
The
think it's the
fifth?
sixth because I think the fifth print is the
comic bug.
design cover though.
No, design covers the third print.
Okay.
Yeah. So I all those Spidey books, I think I got less than this raw a year ago.
Damn.
So yeah, Steven hooked it up. I have my books that I've always wanted. Now I just need my first print. I got all the prints that I've wanted, second, fourth, and
They're in the
comic
case.
bug. What's that?
Rob's over here saying, I don't see any pops.
Yeah, there's no pops.
It's just
They're
comics.
all leaving.
Pop a pimple.
I
for you if you
have
want.
my some of my most expensive. Actually, my most expensive pops are all priced right now too. So.
Oh yeah, you're doing boom loop. Okay.
Eventually. So yeah, all done. That's my pickup for this week. Hopefully, next week or the week after will be a lot
That's
bigger.
cool. All right.
Well, those are nice. It's
Not
Dude,
bad, little
congratulations on the pickups, dude. On the wins,
Yeah.
brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. So do I even need to pick?
Just say the word, sir.
Just drag his ass in.
All right.
Oh shit! All right, cool. All right, man. Sorry, Jr. Got to do it to you, but we'll
It's
save
all
the best for last, right? 'Cause you get some good stuff, I know.
I think it's more that Jeff fucked up and he knows it.
Jeff
I don't think he
trigger
didn't know.
finger.
I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he actually.
Yeah, you
Screwed
know,
up a little.
he meant to stick the knife right in front of you, dude. He's like, take this. All right, man. So shout out to my comic book shop, my LCS Collectors Paradise, man. They've been adding to Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, the Reckless book. I got the Follow Me Down. This is their fifth book. They're a dynamic duo. Their writing is awesome. They've done Criminal.
Sorry, Jr. You didn't have to follow all that. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm not
He
worried
got
about it.
he got some stuff. I know it's sitting on the back burner, so I was able to get that. I did get a
Got
signed
a
book
bunch of
plate.
shit back there.
Yeah, dude, he's
No,
got.
I've only got
boxes.
one thing this week, so.
Oh shit! All right, well, you're gonna close it out, right, my brother? All right. So then, shout out to Big Rob. He is out and about, man. But with that Hasbro Pulse $50 membership, man. If you're a toy collector or if you were like looking to get exclusives and stuff like that, let's say we're looking to flip, maybe, or if you're looking to collect because it's a lot harder, it's super exclusive, and you're getting into toys, spend the $50. You know, it's worth it because GI Joes are scarce to get in my area, but I was able to add Spirit, 1/6 scale, mad accessories. It comes with a sidearm piece, a knife, two knives actually, and a freaking sniper rifle, and then this eagle. And for you get more bang.
Legally.
Yeah, you get more bang for your buck too, man. You got eagly, you get wings to have them spread. You know, fly like an eagle. Then let's see. And I open my toys, man. I don't play that box and stuff, especially with GI Joes. You got to open those suckers. Let's see. Then I went Army Builder crazy, and just got two because they only allow you to get two. But I will buy more eventually. I got these bats. Bam, GI Joe bats. They have chest plates that are battle damage head sculpts. They got arms up the wazoo and a backpack. Dude, these kind of just hit the nostalgic feels, man. I'm looking into possibly get into customization and other things, man. Just there's levels into collecting. Sometimes comics, sometimes art's the freaking officers. Boom. And then last but certainly not least, I went Mayfex crazy. So there is a certain figure. Here's the box. I'll show the box actually before we get into the figure. Boom. You got the Invincible Iron Man. There's the pageantry of packaging. Comes with the proton cannon, dude. Like you wouldn't believe, but here is Tony Stark, Tony Stank as Invincible Iron Man. Awesome figure, man. I've been just kind of messing around with it. I'm like, damn, dude, for the price, this is an import from Japan. So for the price, it's super smooth, super smooth. Lord Chucks, ¿cómo está, papá? ¿Qué te
Does
pasa,
it come with a
chico?
beer bottle?
No, it doesn't, but it comes with his head sculpt and some other hands. Here's his head sculpt, dude. Look at this. Look how freaking cool
Yeah.
that looks.
No, it is good at scope.
Yep. And then you got the dude. Look at this proton cannon, bro. Look at that proton cannon.
That looks like straight out of Street Fighter X-Men or Street Fighter Marvel.
Yeah, dude. And then it comes with certain effects. It comes with different hands, some wheels. Like back in the day, he had what? Didn't he have like wheels that kind of stopped him?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So they have that. They have that accessory. But I went toy heavy, man. GI Joe has been tapping my pockets. I know Jeff went down the line with me with Serpentor on Hasbro PulseCon. So you got one coming his way eventually when they pull the money out. And yeah, man, I feel like as far as comics are concerned, they're great. I still have a pull, but I'm just like leveling out the books. And I'll probably do more hardcovers, knock them out, more collectible. Like if you look on Wong's shelf, man, Wong would be like a perfect example. He has like hardcover books all along his display. But I'm sure he also has comics as well. But you see mostly slabs and hardcovers. I think that he picks up. I think that's an easier way to kind of read it all through. But for me, I'm a toy guy, man. That's it. I've been toy forever. But let's go ahead and give JR that one piece. I think he's closing down X-Men, closing down Star Wars, or closing down Daredevil. One of the
Number 3, Daredevil. So just a very early issue of Daredevil.
Woo, very nice.
This now gets me down to 9 and like 2 annuals, and I'll have a complete run.
Hey, Al, shout out to Al over at the House of Nerds show. What's going on?
Unfortunately, they're not very cheap to buy. Some of these early issues, and I'm looking at a couple of the ones that are left are like $700 a pop.
Yeah, and they ain't getting cheaper.
No, they're not. Not at all.
You can blame Matt Murdock for that. I mean,
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, Charlie Cox.
The best ones, Rudy, right? All right. So now that we got the Mondo Mail Call done, are we going to go, Jeff, through Week and Geek, brother? Are you going to hit us up? I know we had a couple shows that we needed to watch.
All right. Before we get to the shows, let's talk about. So there is casting news for the Transformer Rise of the Beast. Mm-hmm. So the new live action Transformers movie. Michelle Yeoh and Pete Davidson. So they're both joining the cast, but there's a caveat.
They're voice actors?
Yes. So they're going to be voicing Pete Davidson's actually voicing Mirage.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
And Michelle Yeoh is Air Razor, the Maximal. So
I don't remember Air Razor.
It's probably past our time.
Oh, Air Razor was she was the Hawk, I believe.
Yep. It's like a Lion Hawk or some shit like that, right?
Okay. I was just saying, as long as they didn't make her like some Japanese import car or something.
No, she's supposed to be one of the
Beast, my brother.
It's a Beast Wars movie, yeah. So
yeah.
Yep. So they joined. What do you guys think?
If they don't make her a Honda Civic or something like that.
No, I'm hoping they wouldn't be dumb enough to do that.
What do you think of the casting?
I think that's dope, man. I mean, I'd like to see what she got as far as being a voice actor and seeing their interpretation. I mean, a lot. I have like a love and hate relationship. Some of the earlier ones were a little better, but they're still like action packed, right? Like explosives are happening. Like CGI is there. I mean, it's a little more of a futuristic rendition. I mean, it's not like a G1 type of thing that you would want to see, right? I mean, like to the hearts of us '80s kids and '90s kids, right? So I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing what it's about. I'll give anything a chance. That's action and sci-fi, man. What about you, Jr.?
I'll be honest, I haven't watched a single one of them since they ruined Destroyer. They had that whole thing with his balls or something. It's like, yeah, I'm good on these movies anymore. Is Michael Bay still directing them?
No.
No,
Okay.
he stepped out.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing any more Michael Bay Transformers.
I heard Bumblebee was really good though.
Yeah, so it's gonna be I believe it's a sequel to that. It's in that same world, that same realm. I believe they're still gonna do the Autobots and Decepticons like the G1 versions.
I might check it out. I still gotta go back and watch Bumblebee. How about you, Sam?
I'm with you. I haven't watched any in a while. I've never seen Bumblebee, but I think I'm a little older. So Transformers, I caught like the very beginning as a cartoon and stuff when I was a kid. I was a little older though. My younger brother was watching it and stuff. So I've never been a huge fan. I've seen the first few movies.
So you didn't cry in the theaters like the rest of us when Optimus Prime died?
No. No. I'm not even sure if I've seen that one in the theater. To be
Bring
honest
up bad memories.
I may have waited till it came later. So it's been. I think I've only seen the first two in the theaters.
Well, let me ask you this: what between that and G.I. Joe, what kind are you drawn to more of? I know they're both out of your time.
Yeah, they're both kind of neat. Probably G.I. Joe though, because I did. There were the figures and stuff when I was a kid a little bit. That I didn't have a lot of them, but I had friends and stuff that did. So probably G.I. Joe more.
They were so easy to freaking bust, man, with the rubber band stomach.
Yeah, they were.
They were freaking fun to play with. But then once you snap that, you're like, damn it, I'll never see the light of day of another figure.
We had a friend that was, or my dad had a friend that used to go to Mexico all the time and bring us back firecrackers.
Oh,
So every figure I had as a kid got blown up. Didn't matter
Damn,
what it
dude.
was.
You were Sid as a little kid.
We
Sam,
lived
you were
in the
blowing up
river.
your
We
toys.
go down in the river, and even my Chewbacca blew up in the river. So
Damn.
everything did,
R.I.P. to the Wookiee.
including
right.
a few bullfrogs we caught. So
Oh, nice.
we were,
Jeff, what are you thinking about it? We haven't even talked to you about it, right?
I'm a little torn. I don't know if I want Pete Davidson as Mirage, but I guess we'll find out how the director wants the voice to be. I'm okay with Michelle Yeoh if she was voice or in real life in the movie, but I guess it really doesn't matter because the movie's supposed to be about all the Transformers. So I don't really care about the humans.
the last one was the Dinobots one, right?
No, the last one is the Bumblebee movie.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bumblebee movie was good. I liked it.
Yeah, the Bumblebee
I heard
movie
it's-
was definitely better.
Yeah. It
You
was
heard what?
definitely popular.
are you,
I heard it.
Jeff, are you just not a Davison fan in general, or
No, I'm a Pete Davidson fan. I just so I am a proponent for having voiceover actors doing voiceovers. Just because just think about what's going on with Mario, Super Mario. It's this thing going on where they're like, oh, they're hiring these big name actors to voice these characters, but they're not necessarily really good at voiceover acting. That's not their forte, right? Their forte is acting in front of the camera, using their good looks, using their body language. You can't do that in voice acting. So to get things across, you have to do things that you wouldn't normally do when you're normally talking, right? So it's kind of a different aspect of acting. So I'm like I said, I'm a little torn. I would love them. Obviously, probably the person who probably voiced the original Mirage is probably not alive anymore, and if they are, they're probably really, really old.
Yeah.
So I get not doing the original voice actors, but I don't know. I have to always wait and see. So I'm a little trepid. I mean, a little timid about this announcement, but I'm also, it's a Transformers movie. If they're saying it's going to be in the likeness of the Bumblebee movie, I'm all for it. Because I was
going in.
Yeah, I didn't like Michael Bay's I don't know, translation of what the Autobots and Decepticons look like.
Yeah.
It was a little bit much. It was too busy. It's too much for, like, if you're gonna do all that action moving CGI, you just shouldn't be all that much detailed in that much detail on those characters, right? Because if it was more simple, it would be easier to follow and watch, right?
Well, I just feel like also they're so massive.
Yeah,
like they're doing the transforming, and it's like in the fighting, and it's like you're literally going up like 5 feet and half the fight scene's over. You know what I mean?
Just needed to simplify it more, in my opinion, and that's just the looks, especially when you're talking about people's nostalgia. You got to bring back the look, and that Bumblebee movie had everything that every 80s kid ever loved about Transformers.
The opening was damn good too, man.
Did it have Alyssa Milano in
it? You wish. It had Haley in there. Haley Steinfeld.
Hey, that's fine, but still not Alyssa Milano.
But yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. But I'm open. Like I said, I'm always open to watch everything, anything, and I'm usually pretty happy with it in the end. I just, like I said, you just have to wait and see. And if I don't like Pete Davidson as Mirage, then I'm sure there's other aspects of the movie I'll like. So,
yep.
Okay, so let's move on. Tom Cruise is going to space.
Can he
Tom Cruise's next movie,
Mission Impossible.
His next big stunt, is going to take place in space on the International Space Station. And he's supposed to be outside of the space station as well. So he's going to do a walk, spacewalk. So what do you guys think? Can Tom Cruise get any crazier? And
dude,
what happens if they cut the tether and he's flying off? Peace out. Yeah. That's how Tom Cruise goes out.
Dude, can you say legendary as fuck? Like, how do you, like, you RIP out in space? You're just like, dude, like, he's like, all right, action, and they freaking spin him around. He's like Sandra Bullock, just unsnaps. I regret nothing. Yeah. Oh my god, Gravity freaking freaked me out.
I'm sure that's the way he wants to go.
Yeah.
Would you want to go like that? Just in sheer nothingness, flying away, just not knowing, like, you're hungry.
I think around. I have too much to live for here on Earth. I'm not going to space.
So does he.
Hey man, he's a Scientologist though. He might want.
But I mean, he would be closer to his home.
Yeah. Dude, all I hear is Twilight Zone freaking music right after he flies. That's what it is, man.
I would just picture him laughing all the way into the freaking moon or sun. Just out into emptiness.
Well, the one thing makes me think is from Gravity is, didn't she, like, during the whole movie, she kept dreaming about, like, who's the actor that was it? Clooney that was that movie with her?
I think so.
And she kept seeing visions of Clooney, like, talking to her the whole time.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's probably.
What movie are we talking?
Gravity.
With who? Who was in it? I don't remember.
Sandra Bullock. I think it won Best Picture about 6 or 7 years ago. I know that it won Best Director. Basically,
it's a scary movie, and really, I would not want to be in that position.
She's in space. She's supposed to be doing some routine, working on, like, the space station or a satellite or something, and her tether gets disconnected, and she ends up. I don't know how. I don't remember how, but basically she ends up crashing to Earth. But like she ends up in a pod or something. Like
She gets back in because she's.
no,
I think
she made to another pod. She made to like the
Yeah,
space
that's
station
it.
or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
she went somewhere else and then took a pod from there and crashed back to Earth.
But she
during the
had
whole
to go
time-
through the space station that was all effed up.
right, and so she had a limited amount of air supply, and she didn't have food or anything, and so she kept like kind of like she had dreamlike sequences where she was talking because it's basically Castaway in space
Okay.
is what the movie was.
Who was her
And-
Wilson?
Her Wilson was, I believe,
Yeah.
it was Clooney.
Yeah,
I think that's who it was.
Clooney.
Who would be your guys' Wilson in space?
Damn, dude. Like, yeah, it
Well, my
happened.
wife's in the other room, so I'll say Salma Hayek. But
Yeah, buddy, dude. Yeah, Sam, high five on that.
And he goes, Selma Hayek from Wild Wild West.
Oh my god, no Sam and
I don't know. I'd go. What's the
Or what's that?
Dust from Dawn?
Yeah,
that's
that's
from
horror
the
movie.
song.
That's a
That's the
Sam
song
Hayek
I
album.
want. Jinx.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'll take them all.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Give me both.
Yeah,
Give me all.
give me Selma Hayek from
Yes.
Eternals as well, you know? Going to throw her at the end.
Give me Sofia Vergara too while you're at it.
Damn, rolling them R's and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So we're done with Tom Cruise going into space.
Yeah,
I
man.
just don't really
Let's see what he
care.
has to do.
Yeah.
What if it's Mission Impossible in space?
I don't know
What
what
does
it
he
is.
have left to conquer? I mean, he's
Yeah.
I
flown
know.
jets, race cars,
Now he's
jumped out of planes, climbed.
Jeff, do you have anything about the Naked Gun series?
Oh my god.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Did
guessing
anyone else
Leslie
get-
won't be in it?
Did anyone else hear about this? Leslie Nielsen is going to take on the role of
One last
oh,
hurrah?
for another. He's going to do Naked Gun. I forget who the original guy that was an airplane.
Yeah, Mel Brooks, right?
No, it wasn't Mel Brooks.
That's not Leslie Nelson.
Yeah,
Leslie Nelson. But Liam Neeson is going to take
Oh,
on the
okay,
role.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude! Naked Gun is hilarious, man.
That's
We know
interesting.
OJ's not going to be in it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
They gotta have the opening like that. If they don't have the opening, I don't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
What else do we
Sorry.
got, Jeff? Hit us with it, baby.
Something
Got
froze
lit.
on my computer, so hold on.
Oh, you sound robotic.
No, if they didn't have OJ
You
in it,
sound like you're from Africa Bambaataa, dude. Like
they would have to get like
video,
someone
like,
else that
or like
got away.
play at your own risk.
Okay. Joe Manganiello. Is it
Sofia
Manganiello?
Vergara's husband.
He's gonna.
Oh, we lost Steve. We lost Jeff.
Not me.
Jeff's frozen.
With his eyes shut.
No, his eyes are open.
In the picture, he looks frozen. Jeff, you
He's
in there?
frozen.
Talk to us, Jeff. He's gonna have to read.
No, I think because he was making fun of a certain Tom Cruise religion, they went and took him out.
They canceled him.
Yeah, he got canceled.
Dang. Oh no, he's
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, there you go. You're back. You're back on track, Jeff. Sounds good.
I hate comicbook.com. They just freeze up because they're playing like 50 ad videos.
Oh shit. They got you, didn't they?
Yeah. So did you guys hear the last article?
Heck no, I didn't hear
No.
nada. You
Joe
you went-
Manganiello is going to direct a D&D documentary.
I could see that. He's supposed to be a huge D&D fan.
I know he wanted to do a movie, but I don't think people are going to give him that chance.
The thing is, there's a huge community that plays it, and if he gets the right people, if he gets like Patton Oswalt and gets the guy who plays Wesley Crusher.
Oh, Joss Whedon.
No,
I mean,
no,
not
no.
Joss Whedon. Damn it.
Everyone knows who I'm talking. Wesley. The guy who plays Wesley Crusher.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Will Wheaton.
That's it.
Yeah. If they get
Gilbert
him,
Wheaton.
I think even the guy that plays Aquaman plays D&D too. I think, and Vin Diesel
Momoa?
does. I think Momoa plays D&D. I know Momoa does.
I know a bunch of directors do.
I mean,
Directors, writers.
Vin Diesel does also.
There's
So he
a
can
lot.
get a good group of people in there.
The Big Show.
Did you ever play D&D, Sam?
A little bit with my friends, but not a lot. They played
There you
more.
go.
But I lived way out in the middle of nowhere, and I couldn't get up there to play all of that. But I would have liked to play more.
Yeah, because you guys, I mean, you would have been right around the time the first edition came out.
Yes. I mean, a lot of my friends that were in the comics and stuff that we talk about that were all played D&D. I just would play when I was over at their house, but I was never serious about it as they were.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have been. I just lived too far out. I didn't have any neighbors, so.
I will say I think it will highly hinge on how well the D&D movie that's coming out does. Because if that does well enough where it generates a buzz for people even interested in D&D, then they'll have a better chance of making that movie, that documentary.
There's some famous people. I just looked it up under famous D&D players. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what level, but it says also Stephen Colbert,
Yeah, I believe that.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Mm-hmm.
Favreau,
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike Myers,
Oh, wow, nice.
That'd be a fun game to play. with Mike.
Anderson.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Tim Duncan,
There you
basketball
go.
player.
Tim Duncan, the Admiral? No,
He's got nothing else to do.
Just
Steve Robinson.
Dave Robinson.
Affleck.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I mean,
That's so bad when you say Affleck. I went right to the freaking
the commercial.
the commercial. I'm like,
He's all Gilbert Gottfried?
is
Yeah.
good. You can't play anymore.
Yeah, this is Patton Oswalt, some of the other ones you said as well.
I know Brian Posehn plays also.
Let's see if
That's
I
also
can.
got, sir.
Also, the actress Karen Page.
The actress that plays Karen Page in Daredevil, yeah.
Yep.
I have other things for her to play other than D&D.
I'm sure.
If I freeze,
Sure
I'm
you
sorry.
do. Jaro's like, she can get to the
Dennis
final
does a big
level.
show. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know anybody that I grew up around that wasn't at least affiliated with it at some level. They may not have played all the time, but they probably all played it once or twice at least.
Yeah.
And like
Well, I
I
know-
said, if I lived around people that we could have played all the time, I would have played.
Well, I know in the 80s it took a little bit of a dip also because of the whole trying to say it's Satan worshiping and all that crap.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
Oh yeah.
I want to say they had the manuals at my library when I was in middle school, and they took them out in the 70s.
Oh yeah. They
Like,
took them
well,
out of libraries and
They
stuff.
were
Oh, yeah.
there, and then they took them
Shout
out
out to
like in 81 or
the
82 when I was
word.
in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I remember all of that.
So what's next, sir?
So here is the first poster of Little Mermaid.
okay, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then see if I can share another screen. It's gonna have to go pretty slow because for some reason my stupid computer wants to update right now. Just right now.
You just gotta update it, bro.
How about
Oh,
some
HK Wifey 420 is in the building. Sheena, how's it going?
how about some pics from season 6 of My Hero Academia?
Oh my
No,
god,
I
yes,
Still haven't watched the last season, so I'll be-
dude, it is.
Ugh.
It was so
I
good. I
know.
was like, oh, the opening scene, Jeff, with
I know.
the new character introduction. I was like, dang, this girl is not to be played with.
I promise that I want to listen to it all dubbed. I know I'm a horrible person, but
I didn't even hear what you just said when you said that.
I know.
It stings my ears.
How about let's actually some comic book
Okay.
news. So they're doing what is this again? What if variant covers to celebrate Disney 100, and here's one of the variant what
You
if
gotta
covers.
get that. You gotta get that.
Here's another one, a Fantastic Four,
Nice.
Those are kind of cool.
Incredible Hulk,
Oh, very nice, dude. I'm not even like if it's Disney,
and
I'm
then
down.
so here are all. I'm gonna see if I can find the list. Here's a list of books that'll have the variant. So Amazing Spider-Man 17, Amazing Spider-Man number 19, number 21. So yeah, those were the three that we just showed.
See, I'd be interested if I'm hoping they do more. Not just
I'm sure they will.
I bet they do.
But I would want them just to match my key books.
Look at that, so cool.
No, it's great, but
So
I
Avengers
want like
4,
a 181.
Yeah,
FF1,
that looks sick.
and Incredible 1. Yeah, pretty cool.
That'll get
Yeah.
me to buy some. Okay, I'm down. I'm down with it.
Okay.
What other good stuff we got? Week in Geek, Jeff. Talk.
I didn't see the picture, but I'm pretty sure. I thought I saw it before, but they're now saying Madam Web set photo leaks, and they're saying the one of the actors that was casted, one of the male actors, he is supposed to be playing Ezekiel now. That's what they're saying. So Ezekiel is like a ally of Spider-Man in like the war against Morlun.
Okay.
And Morlun is, like the Into the Spider-Verse kind of stuff. So
All right.
Yeah, I mean-
shout out to Team Nerdy Snoochie Boochies, brother.
yeah, so I'm that's pretty cool. That's first appearance is Amazing Spider-Man number 30. Volume 4? Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So yeah. Let me see what else is there. There's been a leak. So be careful out there if you don't want to see it. And I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to say that the Black Adam post-credit scenes have been leaked.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're out there. I know what it was. I mentioned it before.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you want to see it, go ahead. I would still wait to watch the movie just because you're never going to see a better quality than in the movies.
Yeah.
So don't ruin it yourself. Ruin it for yourself.
Don't ruin it for yourself at all.
And I won't ruin it for nobody.
So speaking of movies, what is everyone? Do you have anything about the Marvel moving dates on stuff?
Yep.
Jeff?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. So what do you guys think of? So I think the Black Panther 2 producer, I would think it's Feige or the other producers. They answered like an interview about the recasting of T'Challa, that whole movement of hashtag recast T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think of that movement? Because I mean, we all kind of seen the teasers, the trailers, and they're kind of saying T'Challa's dead, and they're holding a funeral for him, and there's all this hoopla about a new Black Panther. So I mean, do you think it's even a possibility that could even happen in the future, or do you think Feige's killed off T'Challa and this whole recast T'Challa thing is dead in the water?
Go ahead, Sam.
I think it's dead for at least a while. I mean, they may figure out a way to change it, but I think the way they're leading to, I don't see. I think he's gone, and I'm okay with that. I mean, by the time if they ever decide to recast him, heck, I'm probably going to be so old it wouldn't matter by then. I mean, because stuff's not coming out fast. I mean, it takes years to plan stuff. So if he's not in this one, when's the next time we'll see the Black Panther a movie again? It may be another 10 years. So I mean,
were there rumors that they would have Killmonger as Black Panther?
Yeah,
was the
there's
one
always
I
been
was
rumors.
pushing.
That's
Yeah.
that's like kind of wishful thinking, I guess, because there was a photo of Michael
Yeah.
B. Jordan with one of the actors, or maybe a couple actors from Black Panther. So it just means he could have been in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, there's also, well, he's in the movie. Jordan's in the movie, but he's supposedly in the plane where all the Black Panthers are. He shows up there.
I don't know if they've confirmed that. I know there's a rumor about it.
Okay. Well, I thought it was kind of confirmed a few months back that he was in that. That's all he was in.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think that's a confirmation because Michael B. Jordan hasn't been part of any of the marketing, and if you would think if they confirm that, they might as well have him market it too.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I mean it's possible.
It's all the good stuff.
I personally think they are going to. What is the
other
Marvel
room, brother Rudy?
The Marvel movie universe is the 617.
It's
They're
supposed to be
calling it?
616.
They are calling it 616. Okay, for some reason I thought I heard they were calling it something else. I think T'Challa in the 616 is dead, but I think they could 10 years down the line maybe go, hey, we're gonna bring a T'Challa from this other universe in and do that and bring Black Panther back that way. They've got it set up where I think it'd be horrible, but the whole point when they came out with the Secret Invasion in the comics was to make it so you didn't know who was actually a Skrull and who was actually your actual superhero, so they can always go, hey, the one that died, yeah, he looked like him and everything, but he was a Skrull, and here's this other guy that is actually T'Challa.
Well, I mean, I guess it would depend on how the MCU handles a Skrull dying while they were shapeshifted.
Right.
Because I don't know if they established that in Captain Marvel. If
I don't think they did.
If when a Skrull dies, they change back into a Skrull, because that would make a huge difference. They could easily say, "Oh, it just stays the way it is," but the blood is different. I don't know.
I know they flip flopped in the comics because I remember there was a comic years ago where Wolverine had died the first time he had died, and Xavier's doing an autopsy, and then end up being that it was a Skrull. Like he hit some organ, and once he hit that organ, the guy reverted back to being a Skrull, and so it wasn't Wolverine. So,
I vaguely remember something like that. Yeah,
and then I've also seen where they've been killed as the Thing or whatever, and then they revert back to the Skrull like instantly.
Yep.
So
that's what happened to Elektra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how they'll handle it. They can always change it. I mean, so it makes sense. I'm with I'm a little bit of both of you guys. I don't believe at this moment there won't be a recasting of T'Challa not anytime soon. But when I say not anytime soon, I'm not thinking like what Sam's thinking, like maybe 10 years from now. It's possible within the Secret Wars timeline, or the Secret Wars saga, or the Kang saga, whatever they're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Just because that's the opportunity, right? The opportunity to do exactly what JR said. One of the two, because Secret Invasion is also within this phase. So T'Challa could have been the T'Challa that died, could have been a Skrull, and our T'Challa is not off world, off our universe. Could be in another universe, in another multiverse, just like in the comics where he stabs Namor and leaves him on a universe that's going to get destroyed, right? So and that's getting revenge for drowning Wakanda, right? So it's there's like all these little storylines they can play with, and that could give them the opportunity to recast them in 2 different ways right there without having break any continuity or retconning really anything.
Yeah.
It would just fit into the storyline. So I like JR's ideas actually, and it's not even probably not far-fetched at all. So we'll have to wait a little while, but we'll find out. I mean, or we'll get another T'Challa, just like you said, and from another universe.
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's true.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so the rumor. Let's talk about the Penguin. So you guys remember that the Penguin's supposed to have a HBO spinoff show, HBO Max, excuse me. So there has been more news on it. I believe Colin Farrell is going to start filming it, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're like a week out.
And they're saying that this happens about 6 weeks after the Batman. So after the events of the Batman, this is 6 weeks later. And so that means Gotham's still underwater. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to it? You know, what did you think of the Penguin? Colin Farrell's, go ahead.
I heard it's supposed to be like 8 hours, right? Like,
but it's supposed to be a series.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's gonna be
series.
like 8 episodes. Yeah.
So it's probably 8 episodes, right?
I'd be down. I mean, I like the Batman. The 2 hours did not faze me. So
3 hours, sir.
3.
It was
whatever.
3.
It didn't like. That's how much it didn't faze me. I didn't even know. 3 hours if you got him, dude. But I would be down to watch a series with Colin Farrell. I think he did a bang up job as Penguin.
Yeah.
And gives it a little more dialogue and kind of adds to, the Batman lore and get you ready for the whatever comes next. I heard they dished out on the Joker though.
Yeah. I heard about because the prosthetics are too much.
This guy. I think they're skipping on the Joker because I think they were always going to skip out on the Joker.
Yeah, why go to it?
I guarantee that tease in the first movie was never a setup for the second.
So I'm gonna throw a theory out there that I threw out when Batman came out, or after I saw it. I think they're setting up for the Cataclysm storyline, and I think it was gang wars that ran right around the same time, where Gotham got broken up and controlled by different villains.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering if this is going to show us a little like here's Penguin making his section of Gotham, and maybe we'll see someone else, like maybe a Mr. Freeze, show up.
We'll see. With Cataclysm, though, you have villains who have been established for like 30, 50 years. But I can still see them doing a partial Cataclysm with gang bosses or gang wars. Because it's open season. There's nobody in charge now.
Right. But I mean, they could set up these guys to end up becoming these villains.
Right.
I mean, it's not too hard to do.
That'd be interesting.
Do a Scarface. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to have him as a gang boss. I think Freeze would work also.
Sorry, I want to say, I think they want to definitely do a Freeze movie in there, and I definitely think that they want to definitely borrow from the storyline from the animated series, because that was their they won an award for that episode.
Hopefully they recast though. No Arnold, please.
Imagine if they did the Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter would work too.
I'd be cool with it.
Making a little freaking dummy like freaking Annabelle and shit. Woo!
I mean, like I said, I don't mind JR's idea. It would be cool if there was the Mad Hatter and the Riddler, and there's a whole bunch of people that you can mix in there that would fight against each other because they're just basically doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I'm the better villain. Whatever.
What do you think, Sam?
I'd be for it. I mean, I'm not a huge Batman guy or the storyline, so I've never read really any of the comics, but I've I enjoy watching the movies. I'm good with the Penguin show. I actually like Colin Farrell, although still a little bitter about him being Bullseye. I didn't think Bullseye, that movie was good. So
No, he wasn't. He wasn't horrible though.
But I'll give him one thing.
I think just the whole Affleck was so bad it made everything else down.
He gave it his all though. Like he put in his 100% in there because he was silly.
Yeah,
he went out.
Like I said, I like him as an actor.
Piqued my interest.
I think it's just more that movie rubbed me wrong. So I need to see him in a good.
You need to go out.
She said F
and find the director's cut of that movie.
Better.
It's way better, and one of the main reasons is, God rest his soul, Coolio's in it.
Oh, really?
Coolio is in it.
Does he have in the soundtrack?
I don't remember. He's actually, but
all right.
One of the things they played on was they actually, I want to say Coolio was lying to him or something, like to Murdoch, and he can hear his heartbeat, and as Daredevil, and so he was able to do it in the courtroom, and it kind of explained his powers a little more in detail.
Okay.
But there's a live action, or no, there's a director's cut version of it that adds about an hour and actually adds the story to the movie.
Okay.
So it's he's not Charlie Cox still. I mean,
Right.
Charlie Cox is way better, but it's way better than it was.
Okay, so I have these are the last two, and then we move on to Werewolf by Night. Okay, so remember I mentioned that rumor about Harrison Ford being Thunderbolt Ross?
Yeah.
Yes. What happened? What do we got? What's churned?
It's not confirmed, obviously, by Feige yet, but I am hearing very much so that he's already signed on the dotted line. He is the next Thunderbolt Ross. So we will see if that is true or gets confirmed. But I am hearing it's on the dotted line. It's a done deal. That's what I'm hearing. What do you guys think? Especially if anybody has watched She-Hulk, what do y'all think?
But Thunderbolt Ross he was in the show, wasn't he?
Why would Harrison Ford even? I mean, isn't he like against like characters in multi movies? And why would he come back and do this? Is he like
Payday
for a lawsuit from one of his plane crashes or something, or what?
It'd be a payday because it's basically voice acting, basically.
But does he need the money?
Han needs the money.
Does Elon Musk need his money?
I guess. I mean, what I'm saying is Ford doesn't like playing legacy type characters. That are continuous is what he says.
I'm behind.
Maybe
he just likes to complain and he just says it anyway. I don't know.
I stopped at the second episode.
My theory, because I didn't think, like, if I was Feige, I would have went with since William Hurt is gone, I would have just went with we already planted the fact that he had cancer in Black Widow, which is a prequel to Endgame, right? This happens during the blip, so like he's already dying. Mm-hmm. So we easily could have said he died off screen, and things got handled a certain way off screen, like, and then you could just maybe show a flashback in some movie like Captain America 4 or something, or Secret Invasion or something like that, right? That I would have done it that way, and just so because the comic books have so many different Red Hulks in the history already, you could have made someone else Red Hulk. It didn't have to be Thunderbolt Ross, and then you could have said the Thunderbolts were named after in honor of Thunderbolt Ross because he passed away, and it's to honor him, and he served his country, blah 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 blah, right? Like that they easily could have played into all of that, but now I think my theory is they want to send him off in the right way. They maybe want to do a one-time Red Hulk Thunderbolt Ross, and then he dies off and it gets handed down to somebody else, like right away, where it's a one-off. I I doubt he'll be in the MCU much longer.
Yeah,
Because they set it up already. He's supposed to be dying.
I just hate the idea of the Thunderbolts having to be connected to Thunderbolt Ross and being named after him, because that's not where it came from.
I know, but that's
it's just I understand.
Right.
I just think it's fucking stupid in general that everyone wants to tie this together because it's Thunderbolt Ross and so is this. So I mean, I get it, but we've got enough fucking Hulks. People are already pissed off, and we'll go into She-Hulk later, but
we're gonna get so many Hulks. I don't understand what y'all complaining about. There are so many more.
But I mean, like right now,
got half of them.
I know, but I mean, right now, people are already complaining about we have 2 of them, and people don't even like She-Hulk right now. It's like, do we really need a fucking Red Hulk? I mean, we've got Abomination back, which is basically
another Hulk.
I mean, and if you do Thunderbolts and you do Atlas in there, I mean, that's kind of a Hulk. I mean, it's a giant man, but I mean, it's kind of a Hulk.
There's still A-Bomb.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different Hulks out there. I'm just going, I just don't want the rainbow. I don't want the Rainbow Coalition of Hulk.
There's also Hulk Hogan, dude.
I mean, there's Atom Bomb, there's a blue Hulk, there's a yellow Hulk, there's a green Hulk, there's a red Hulk. I mean,
Hollywood Hulk.
At some point, it just gets dumb. And it's just like, how about we just build on the 2 Hulks that we have right now?
We'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure that rumor of World War Hulk is coming to fruition, and I even have I have a theory on that.
What's the theory?
It's all connected, so it's going to be connected to Armor Wars and Secret Invasion, and it's going to trickle down to Captain America 4.
Well, you did watch
trickle down into Thunderbolts.
You did watch, what do you call it, right?
I watched everything, but I'm saying that Captain America 4 could either have a partial or an end credit scene dealing with the Hulk, because the next movie after that is Thunderbolts, and the Thunderbolts can easily be dealing with a Hulk problem, because that's who you would send.
Can we go to She-Hulk now? Because it ties to this so directly.
But we can't talk about She-Hulk because not everyone has seen it.
Oh, I can get out. Hold on real quick.
No. Sam, did you see She-Hulk?
I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, because it kind of blows part of the whole theory away with people's theory in general that World War Hulk's coming.
Yeah, World War Hulk still happen.
So wait a sec now. In the books, I'm just going by what the books is. He goes away. He does that thing. He has his kid, and his kid eventually comes later. Like he comes back to Earth, and then the kid comes. We already pretty much. I think they gave us the closest we're gonna get to World Hulk with Thor, with Thor 2, Ragnarok, or 3. And the fact that we now got the kids showing up, I think we're not going to get World War Hulk. Okay, I mean, I know you've got connections and all that shit, but they're mixing up the timelines then.
No, they're not, because I don't know when anybody's going to learn. They haven't watched the MCU for how many years now? 20, 30 movies in. It don't follow the comic books. Civil War,
I understand,
is not like the comic books.
I understand that.
Infinity War is not like the comic books.
I understand that.
None of these things are like the comic books. It's gonna have the namesake, and the way they write it for the movies is how it's gonna work out.
I understand. Don't mansplain to me, please.
So for the Hulk story, they have to turn it. They already did Ragnarok, so they already had Gladiator Hulk, which is only part of World War Hulk. It's literally like the very beginning of World War Hulk. Okay, so it's not really have much to do with when he comes back to Earth. He's pissed off, but it's not going to be like that in that sense. They're going to change it around. He has his son here. He found out he has a son. So what's probably going to happen is everything that's connected to She-Hulk connected to the leader that's going to be in Captain America 4. Abomination is still there. If you've watched She-Hulk, from now on for like the next 10 minutes or 5-10 minutes, we're going to spoil it. But like these different characters are still in the MCU. They're still out there, available to use. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 Hulks already. And I'm not including a Red Hulk, which we know we'll eventually probably get. And
So you're basically saying we're gonna have the War of the Hulks, not a World War Hulks.
It's still
is what
it's World War Hulk with the Hulks.
It's War of the Hulks.
But it's not just that. I believe because of the leader and because of this whole blood thing, that they made it a big deal in the series, even though eventually in the end it wasn't. They still are pointing to something that could lead to something later on. And that blood can get out. And the leader is smart enough where he can infect a bunch of different people, Hulks, and maybe even mind control them.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's still... I believe that more than the whole Thunderbolt Ross thing. To me, it sounds... The only problem I have is this. Aside from the books, you got Armor Wars that we know in essence is going to be about Tony Stark's different armors getting to different people that shouldn't have it. So all of a sudden you have like 7 different Iron Mans. Well, if you do that story, then why would you do a story of 7 different Hulks? It's basically the same fucking story.
Well, that's why I'm saying they're pretty much all connected. So the whole Armor Wars, Secret Invasion, and the World War Hulk thing will all be connected somehow, because this is about the proliferation of all of these weapons and superpower beings or ways to get superhuman strength or superpowers. This whole it's going to get through to the regular people, to like public, like it's going to cause, like we're talking like CEOs of companies will be involved in Armor Wars, right? We're talking like government agencies and governments will be involved in Secret Invasion. And then you got regular people getting the Hulk formula, dude.
No,
like,
I get it. It just sounds to me, it sounds boring. At some point, it gets a little like, okay, we're setting up where CEOs and stuff are get the armor. So one side's gonna pick armor, one side's gonna pick up gamma radiation, and now fight to the death.
Well, I think what's going to happen is what comes out of these things is you get new characters. So what comes out of the bad and it gets resolved is now you got more heroes that you'll definitely need for Secret Wars.
No, you definitely will. I don't know. I look at it. It's too unimaginative to do. It seems like a 10-year-old could come up with these ideas. And I'm not trying to Hulk smash you, Jeff. But it just seems like Kevin Feige is known for doing stuff that's just completely out of box. Like none of us knew, like we all knew going to watch She-Hulk that it was a female-driven show, it was a female-driven, on every level, it had a female touch to it.
Well, it's produced by a female.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It was produced by women, it was directed by women, it was mainly cast women, all that stuff. But we had no idea what we were going to get. And we still were surprised when we got it, what it was. And now I loved it. I thought it was a great series overall, other than the wedding episode. I was kind of like, I can leave it. The rest of it I loved. And the wedding episode wasn't bad. But I think none of us, if you said a year ago that Kevin Feige was going to do that with She-Hulk, we would all went, "You're full of shit."
No, so I'm pretty sure he said it was going to be a comedy lawyer show with a lot of fourth wall breaking. That's pretty much what we got, except maybe it was a lot lighter on the litigation. and maybe not as great comedic moments or as many as I would have liked.
And I'm not bashing the show.
Yeah, I'm not bashing the show. I'm just saying it's different, a little bit different than what I thought it would be. But
right. But I mean, I think a lot of people would have thought, even knowing that it was going to be a very woke show, and I'm using woke in the sense of a lot of female driven stuff, which I'm not trying to bash. None of us would have went, oh yeah, that's exactly what I pictured. We all kind of got, okay, it's going to be a comedy, it's going to be a procedural thing, but none of us would have thought it was going to be like that.
I heard probably 2 months before it came out that it was going to poke fun of itself a lot and the MCU. So
Right,
I mean, it did that,
but that was 2 months in advance. I'm talking like a
Yeah.
year ago.
yeah.
Before anyone would have, before only thing was on there was pen on paper. Before anything was done, and that's what I'm saying. I have a hard time when we know Armor Wars isn't coming for a couple years, especially now that it's going to be a movie instead of a TV series.
I mean, they just redid everything. So basically, everything that was planned out previously, probably starting about 6 months to a year ago, stuff got replanned and reorganized and maybe even rewritten, and that's why Armor Wars is going to be a movie instead of a show.
Yeah,
which would explain a lot of things. So I mean, there's definitely been some changes made for sure. We'll get into even more changes later, but let's talk about She-Hulk. What did you guys think of the last episode?
go ahead, Sam.
I liked it. I mean, it was. I mean, you hear different theories about what might happen and what's probably going to happen. I was still surprised by what I seen. Even it was not what I was expecting at all. As far as what the I love the opening. The opening scene, I mean, was awesome. With the throwback stuff to the TV show. I dug that. I was like,
I got chills up my spine.
yeah, I mean, that was awesome. It was. And then I don't know how much I want to say, but as far as like people showing up, I thought it was cool. It's probably then you think they're not going to, and then they do, and then I had no idea how the show was going to go today as you're watching, and it was kind of cool to be shocked, even like when we seen the Abomination again. I did not see that coming. I mean, you thought it might, but then you're watching the show and you don't think it's going to happen at all, and they're at the same place. So it was. I enjoyed it. I liked the whole series. I didn't. It's not my favorite show, but I was definitely worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
Very entertaining. I liked it.
I want to go to this comment real quick with Silver. He's talking about how he felt flat, and it was pretty much a plot pretty much could have been a cartoon and all that stuff. The thing is that Deadpool-ish fourth wall breaks, he took that from her.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be mean to you, Kyle. Not trying to put you on blast. But a lot of people don't realize that was a She-Hulk thing way before Deadpool. Deadpool made it great because, let's be honest, Ryan Reynolds is a snarky motherfucker.
Yeah.
And we all love it.
But she did it at least a decade before he did.
Right. Before the character was ever created, she did it. Go back and read the John Byrne Air run that he did, and she breaks it all the time. Personally,
she talks to the writer all the time.
Yeah. I personally thought the whole thing was great. I thought the whole bit with Kevin Feige was hysterical.
Yes.
I thought
Sir,
that was
Kevin.
Sorry. I thought that was great. I thought I still want to go back and see and look at the little things in the display cases because I know there's little gems in there.
Those are real. Everything that was in those display cases is literally that's in the office of New York.
No, I believe that.
No,
I believe that.
There's nothing really special. You can probably see it on a lot of celebrities' pictures.
Okay, but either way, I thought in general it was well done.
Later, Rudy.
I thought the whole thing. I wish they would develop more with Todd a little bit to make him be Hulk King. Sorry, spoilers. But it just seemed kind of weird that. Yeah, it just kind of was weird. It made perfect sense, but all of a sudden, like, oh, we're gonna be at Emil Blonsky's hideaway. We're gonna have this meeting of the, like fucking Al Bundy, the MAM Society, because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Or the He-Man Woman Haters.
Were you guys? Did either one of you think there was any possibility it was going to be at his compound?
I didn't think it was his compound at first.
Okay, so
that shocked me completely. Maybe
I
shouldn't have.
I don't know if I heard a rumor, but I thought that that it was possible that Emil was behind obtaining the blood because maybe She-Hulk's hulking form is more stable, right?
Oh, okay.
So maybe he wants that more stability. It's possible. I that's what I was thinking, because I was like, he even mentions how deformed and scary looking he is, right? So it's just like I thought it was a possibility, but I didn't. I was really thinking, I was like, man, they're going so far about changing his character that I was just like, maybe they really did change his character.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, he just was doing a TED talk basically.
I mean, he just, you know what he's like to me? Anybody watch Jersey Shore? Like,
No.
What's that?
Guido?
Yeah, one of those guys. The guy who like went off the deep end, he got all drugged up, and then he went to rehab, and now he's like the nicest guy. The Mike guy or whatever. Yeah, the guy, like in real life, he had tax evasion too. He went to jail, everything like that. And now he's like,
Snipes.
Now he's the sweetest, nicest guy ever. And so it feels like that transition, right? Where someone went like, I was reckless, I was unhinged, and now I'm like, I'm the guy who comes out of prison who's like, go look in a Bible. I'm telling people go read a Bible, go to church. I'm that guy now.
I mean, it was one of those things where I understood like Emil showing up and doing his TED talk. That kind of made sense because it's like I'm just trying to spread the word and all that stuff. And he was there for the money. Let's be honest. I don't think he really believed in their cause. But I thought it was funny that they didn't even try to like tie it up. They're like, okay, we're just gonna break the fourth wall and do that.
Yeah, so I definitely love the beginning. I love how instead of giving you previously on, they did the previously on with that little montage of the 70s callback homage. That was awesome. And they did it perfectly. Like, seriously, I don't think I could have asked it any better. It just gave me that feel like, oh crap, this could have gone side by side with Lou Ferrigno. I definitely, like I said earlier, got chills up my spine because I used to watch that show religiously as a little kid, waking up early in the morning to watch it. I definitely like how it felt too. There were definitely exact picture for picture homages or clips within that. And then I also really like the end. All the fourth wall breaking, going into the Disney Plus, viewing screen, the home screen, going to like jumping into the assemble, walking down, the lot of Disney and walking into the New York offices. And like, that was really cool. I loved all that. The whole Kevin thing, knocked me off my feet. I was dying. I was like, there's no, like, I kept thinking, I was like, she walks into her writer's room. She's like, oh, well, you have to talk to Kevin. Well, no one talks to Kevin. And she's like, I'm going to go talk to Kevin. And everyone's thinking that is Kevin Feige. And I'm like, there's no way they're going to show his face on any of these shows, on any of these movies. I don't think he's that kind of guy. Yeah. He's not that guy. So I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And when that AI came out, it was awesome. It was more than awesome. It was like knowledge, something, vision, integrated nexus, or something like that. This shit was hilarious. And he had a freaking like hat on, like a Marvel hat. And he was crossing his like arms or whatever, his limbs. It was hilarious.
I'll be honest, I thought at first when they said, oh, no one talks to Kevin, and because they kept not saying Feige. Right. And I was like, there's no way Feige's going to be.
That's what I kept saying.
But I was like, maybe could they bring John Byrne in? Because he wrote a lot of her stuff, and have him play Kevin.
Oh no!
And, it wouldn't have worked as good. It was a bad idea compared to the camera.
I don't think that guy would have kept it a secret. That's one thing.
Maybe, but I just think it'd been interesting. It obviously was not as good. What they did was way better. But I would have laughed my ass off if it was him.
Yeah. I like I said, I definitely love that whole conversation. I do. Okay, so that whole part with, and maybe I'm confused or I need to talk to other people about it, but she retconned the whole series within that episode. Like she retconned a couple of things within
not the
that
whole
episode.
Series.
No, not the whole series, but like the whole bloodline, the whole blood story, like
she
that.
Took that storyline out.
She took it out. Like I'm like, okay, so did she take it out for that moment, and now it's going to be something else? Another point, like somebody else was actually trying to get her blood, or you know what I mean? Like, is it still in possibly, or is it out completely? And she just write it out because she didn't want that ending. The other thing is, I guess,
the one good thing is if that is the case, then that writes out the Wrecking Crew, and we can actually get a real Wrecking Crew.
Right. So that could have exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, did she really retcon something within the series itself, or just within that show, just within that episode? Because there's that begs to question, if it does, because then you can rewrite a lot of the things that people did not like about the show, which I'm pretty sure the writers were quite aware of, or way ahead of time. Because the way that they spoke about making fun and poking fun at themselves with intelligentsia, with all the other stuff, of the fourth wall breaking, it feels like they were quite aware of what they were writing and what people would be upset about. So I would think that if you're that self-aware, you would be aware that the Wrecking Crew that you put on the show was like, oh, people are going to just nail this to the internet, right? Like, yeah. Just put this on blast. So I could see that. I don't know. And then having that guy Hulk out, like, I'm sure people would have got pissed about that if that was the ending. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple of questions there. There's also a question about what the hell Titania was doing there at all at the end, even from breaking into the room to having been retconned into just ending up there at the end, taking a picture of Daredevil, right? Like, what the hell was she there for? Like, that was maybe another level of fourth wall breaking than I expected. And I guess the whole Daredevil thing's fine. I was cool with that. But like the very end, so with Hulk and the revelation of Scar, I mean, we all heard this rumor months and months ago that it was gonna be World War Hulk and Scar is gonna show up in She-Hulk. So now he is. It's true. It's all there. And now, what do you guys think? I mean, what do you think of the ramifications of this? I mean, obviously, this is what I was talking about, World War Hulk.
Yeah.
And it could be. And here's the thing: it doesn't have to be Hulk that was World War Hulking out. It could be his son.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it this way. That's his party favor from a one night stand when he's gladiating.
We all figured that.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Spoils to the winner, to the champion, right?
Yeah, my thing is does Universal still technically have the rights to Hulk? What is going on with the rights to Hulk? Because if you're going to be going, okay, I'm going to do a Thor movie, and going 90% of it is a Hulk story, then that's kind of shady. I don't like that. Give me a Hulk movie, or don't do fucking Hulk.
You can't give you a Hulk movie, buddy. It's
That's
impossible, improbable.
Because of Universal's
Yeah.
deal. And that's I don't want, we're going to do a Daredevil series, but half it's going to be Hulk. It's like,
well, I mean, isn't that what they did with Thor Ragnarok and the 2 Avengers movies?
and I didn't care for Thor Ragnarok because I thought it was a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy. Because it was Thor and the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my god!
It was funny as hell, but it was that. And what Avengers movies are you talking about?
Infinity War and Endgame. It was a 3-part Hulk story. So,
do you really think that was a 3-part Hulk story?
Yeah, it was a Hulk story of him going from the Hulk that we knew to Professor Hulk.
I mean, yeah, I guess in a sense it is, but it wasn't the main. It wasn't like in Thor. Okay, so
it's not the main thing, but it was definitely there was a through line. Yeah,
yes.
There was a through like a B story in urban legends for Batman or DC.
It was more like a D story, but yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying D isn't bad, it just meant like it was like the 4th story going on.
Right, but they purposely put it in there because they cannot make a Hulk movie.
No, I know. That's why they hijack Thor.
Well, that they're gonna have to do it with other movies with Hulk as well because Hulk's sticking around.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I mean, we proved at the end of the show.
There's only one Hulk movie I want coming, or one Hulk show, and that's first appearance of Wolvie 1.
Which that could be a part of a World War Hulk. Who knows?
Or it could be part of Deadpool.
Hulk goes ballistic, and he's in Canada right now. How about that?
Part of Deadpool 3.
Who knows? Yeah.
So since we only got 3 viewers, let's kind of.
Yeah. Steve, are you there? Message him, and then we'll talk about this next one. So, Harrison Ford, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So here's the last article. It is Blade postponed. Saw this coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had mentioned it the week before. Director's gone. They're in trouble because they were 6 weeks out from filming, and the story was already bad. So they have to rewrite this. So they're going to postpone it. And because of one movie, a lot of shuffling had to go on in the MCU, right? And this is the way it goes when you've got everything interconnected. And so Blade moves from November 3rd, 2023 to September 6th, 2024. Basically a whole 10 months. It's going to get moved. That's basically that's how long it takes to make a movie.
Yeah, but they're basically giving like 5 months to rewrite the story, I think.
Exactly. Well, they're giving plenty of time. Now, because of that, it's moved Deadpool 3 from September 6th, 2024 to November 8th of 2024. So it's about a 2-month push. Then you have Fantastic Four, which was going to be in the November 8th slot, moving to February 14th of 2025. So that's about a 3-month plus push. And now Secret Wars is moving from November 7th of 2025 to May 5th of 2026. So obviously there's a lot of movies in between that have not been announced yet.
Right.
So what we can take from this is those movies are all being moved, which means they're either in some way related or have something to do with a through line, right?
Yeah.
Or that Blade's important enough where he needs to be there before these movies come out. And the second thing is there's a lot of movies that haven't filled in too, because there's about, I want to say, at least 5 to 7 different dates that have not been filled out for all the rest of the phases.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
I guess people are also having a commotion about Fantastic Four coming out on Valentine's Day now. I don't know what's the big deal about it, but people are kind of having a hubbub about it. It's like whatever.
I'll be married like 35 years, so my wife can go see it for Valentine's Day.
I'm okay. I'm okay if they need to retake time to kind of fix scripts and everything like that. It's worth the wait. I was looking forward to Blade, but what can you say? You're gonna.
I mean, it's still gonna happen. It's just gonna happen later.
Yeah, but having to wait though.
I don't like the waits, but the waits are worth it as long as it's good.
Yeah.
Don't rush something and give us something that's not what it should be.
And it's not like they're going, okay, we're gonna push these back 10 months, and you're not gonna get anything in between. I mean, it's not like we're DC,
right?
This is Kevin Feige actually having something we all wish we had: foresight. Right? We wish we can predict the future going, if I made this movie the way it's written and rush to get a new director right away, how good is it going to do me in this universe? Right? Like the MCU. It's probably going to hurt me. You know what? Instead of rushing it, let me take my time, let me rearrange some stuff. Instead of giving people and the fans something that they really are going to complain about and not like, maybe let me just, go back to the drawing board, get the right people in place, get the right story, something that I will like, that the director will like, that Mahershala Ali will like, and then we can move forward. Like, I would, like, if that movie happened the way it's written right now, and it came out and everyone was like, oh my God, this is worse than Morbius, right? Or this is worse than Venom 2, or whatever, you pick this is worse than Thor Dark World. If you're going there and then people are like, oh, why didn't he just take his time and rewrite and blah, blah, get the right people? Well, here we are. So
I'm also wondering though, if it's because too, when you go back and look, like She-Hulk, a lot of people are giving it shit. People are giving shit for Doctor Strange too. They weren't big fans. I mean, I still enjoy it, but a lot of people are going, whatever. What's the last movie that came out before that one? Was it Black Widow?
Yeah.
Or Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, yeah.
Shang-Chi, which
Eternals.
Eternals, that's the one I was looking for. A lot of people didn't like Eternals. It still did well.
I mean, it's probably 50-50.
But Shang-Chi, I think Shang-Chi is more 50-50. I think Eternals is more 30-70.
I think Shang-Chi people liked it a lot more than Eternals.
Oh, 100%.
No, I definitely do. That's what I'm saying. I think Eternals is more like 30-70. But I mean, either way, I enjoyed all of them. But I'm just saying, he's right now, compared to some of the earlier ones, it seems like the movies are kind of getting a lull. And maybe we're just burnt out on them. And that's why he's making sure any future ones that come out, they need to be top notch. Maybe he felt he was, like people were saying in the line, he's stretching himself too much.
I don't know. I'll believe it when he says it, because I don't want to say that he's overstretched, because I mean, sure, he is the guy in charge, but he puts other people in places that can run, you know, a movie set or a TV show, runner. I'm pretty sure he's got people in places that can do a lot of these things that he doesn't need to be there every day. Not like before, but I really think a lot.
Hi, brother.
Take it easy.
What's up? Hyper Combo Comics is in the building.
I really believe part of what's going on with Marvel and the MCU, any issues right now, might have to do with new ownership. I mean, not new ownership, new leadership. So the person who's in charge now hasn't gotten like the greatest, doesn't done the greatest things for Disney.
Yeah.
Right. As far as when it comes to the fans, and this is across the board, from Disney, Disneyland, merchandise, parks, Star Wars, and Marvel, all across the board. This guy who's been in charge is not doing them any favors. So I think that, and we've already heard, at least I've heard, that a lot of things have been taken out of Kevin Feige's hand because of this new person, right? Yeah. He's not allowed to, now he's not in charge of the trailers anymore. He used to be in charge of the trailers. Now he's not in charge of it. So it's like, that's why people are like getting upset now, because, that trailer showed too much.
Well, I mean, I will say this. I think Kevin Feige still runs Marvel way better than someone else in his position that may or may not run another franchise for Disney.
There's nobody better than him in the whole of Hollywood. In the history of Hollywood, he is the most successful producer.
I know, but his counter is Kathleen Kennedy, and
he beats her by a mile with a whooping stick.
Yeah, I know.
So like that, and she is probably one of the best producers in Hollywood too.
She was, even
though without the Star Wars, she is still one of the best producers in all of Hollywood.
Oh no, because she was. I want to say, didn't she produce E.T. and a lot of the great hits of the 80s and 90s?
Exactly.
No, she. In her time, she's done some great things.
Star Wars is not her thing. That's all. It's not her deal.
That, and I think they rushed it. They didn't. They slowed down. They had changes, and it just didn't flow.
I think their number one mistake was that they didn't do anything close to what a franchise needs, is continuity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The fact that you had 3 different directors for 3 movies in a row, part of a trilogy, like that makes no sense to me. The fact that there were different writers on each of those movies, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what? Like, if you're gonna have 3 different directors, at least have all the writers the same. At least you'll have a through story, and then you have the different ways that they direct, right? I could have handled that. At least there's a through story where everyone can follow. This was such a broken story, and such a lot of retconning and a lot of shitting on the previous movies. It's just, I couldn't believe what it was like an inside fight, like a family fight, where like, I'm gonna ruin your shit and I'm gonna ruin your shit because I didn't like your shit.
What it was.
But at least we got Andor, and Andor's been good.
Andor's been real good.
Yeah,
we find something finally fucking happened in the show this week.
Look, it's a 24-part series.
Is it right? two seasons of 12? I'll say I wasn't sure how many episodes this season.
That's why they released the first 3, so they gave you the first quarter of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know we weren't gonna. I wasn't sure how many, because I think this was episode 6 today.
Yep. So we're halfway through season 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
And they almost could have just called this a season if they wanted to.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
Honestly, probably the best 6-series season that any Marvel, Disney, Star Wars would have ever had. Period. Because I was like, that did feel like a finale.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was too.
It was pretty badass for a finale too. I was like, damn, this shit is like Rogue One, like really in your face.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't cheap out on the deaths.
No.
I like that. Because this is war. How do you like if you want any comparison, right? You think about the American Revolution and us as rebels, right? And the fact that we had to change the way war was fought. Because before that, war was fought with like, oh, hi, sir, we have our army over here. You have your army over there. Do you capitulate? No? Okay, well, we're going to go back to our armies and now we're going to fight. There's no gentleman shit here with the rebels.
There were people watching from the hills, just watching the fight go on.
Yeah, that's just some weird stuff.
But there's some shots that are just, I mean, aside from the Eye of the Storm stuff, like the simple shots of seeing the guys get into the TIE fighters as they're hanging there, that I just like, oh, that's fucking sick.
That scene where he looks up and I'm just like, oh, all those TIE fighters. Yeah. Look, the show has been great because not only are you getting the Star Wars world, but you're getting a more realistic, not so mystical storyline, right? Because everything that's usually Star Wars is mystical in when you have the Jedi and the Sith.
Yeah, it's all religious.
Right? It's all religion. It's beyond science, everything like that, right? Like, so. But when you talk about a story like this is to the ground. This is for the people everyday people who are living the shit. And you can relate to some people in America, like probably half of the freaking people in America can probably relate how bad it is right now and feeling like they can't do shit about it.
Yeah.
Right? And you think that the Empire was good before, now it's turned on you. Right. So, and now you're trying to dig yourself out of it. So it just feels realistic, feels really grounded. And, God, it's exciting. I can't wait for the next 6 episodes.
So in the next 6 episodes, I mean, what do you think is going to happen? Because it's kind of like everything that we've gotten set up so far from Cassian's side is kind of completed.
No.
Well, I'm just from
Rogue One's view. Okay, I got it.
Right. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more to his story and stuff. There's obviously the Mon Mothma story is still going. The girl that lives, her story that goes with the rebels. I understand all that, but what I'm saying is, on his end, because we know at some point he ends up killing that spy in Rogue One, and we got to get to that point. But what I'm saying is, where do you think he's going from here? Like, with that money now, is he going to go
search for a sister?
You think he's going to search for a sister?
Yeah, and I think there's going to be some sort of tragic event with her with the Empire. It's going to finally say, "I'm all in with the rebels."
I can see that. I just don't know if that will be any of the next 6 episodes. I can see that maybe the next year.
I think that's how it's going to end with something happening to her. That's the cliffhanger till the next next season. And see, how he's committed. Now what happens next?
And see, I kind of have a theory with an appearance. I have a theory that he's going to go back to Canary and start a search from there. And Afra may show up at some point.
Well, see, okay, I don't know if he can go back. I think he's burnt.
He can't go back to his planet that he was from. Well, he can't go back to the planet that he was living at the end.
Right.
I don't necessarily know if that's Canary, because I
Oh.
think that's a different place.
Okay.
Well, the impression I got was Canary was another planet that got wiped out,
Oh.
and that he's going to go back and try to find the ship that he was found in as a kid.
Oh, the one that crashed on the planet.
Right.
Oh.
He's gonna go
So he's
back
going to his home planet.
Right.
Which
Which
you
is
think
Canary.
Afra may show up, huh?
I'm thinking Afra may show up because think about it. Afra's all about archaeology and that type of stuff.
Right. No, that's
And searching for old civilizations. Now, mind you, this could be not that old of a civilization, but she'd also be very young.
I mean, so Afra does exist during this timeline. I mean, it's not like she doesn't exist, and she could be very active, actually. Because Vader is doing his inquisitorious stuff, and
they've also had in the books. She's in a book called Another Point of View. Those rewriting the episode 4. Well, she shows up in that book.
which one?
Episode 4. Point of View for New Hope. I don't remember what she's in that. Yeah, Kieran Gillian even wrote it.
Interesting.
I don't remember that one. I've listened to that whole thing.
She's in there because of the whole she shows up on Tatooine and I forget the whole thing, but she was in there. Trust me.
I want to listen to that tomorrow now.
So she's definitely around that timeline because you got to think where we're at with an Andor is what, maybe a year, 2 years before
No.
Rogue One.
No. We're more than that. I think
This is supposed to be the 5 years leading up to it. And we're in year one of that.
yeah,
So
5 years. Yeah.
We're still 5 years out.
So we don't know how old she is in. They didn't say her age in the book, but she could be like 25, 26.
Okay, so that's right. Okay,
At that point, or right now, and she could be like 31.
well, let me break down the Andor timeline. Okay, so this season 1 is 1 year. It's year 1. Okay, the whole 12 episodes. So it's probably like a month to month thing, basically, right? For the whole year. The second season, every 3 episodes is a year.
Okay.
That's how it's supposed to work. That's what I just remembered. So yeah.
Second series is 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 episodes per.
And they were pretty much shooting them all back to back, weren't they? Or have they wrapped both seasons or no?
No, I want to say that they are either starting to or in the middle of the second season. I remember they mentioned. Are they done with both?
I thought so. I thought they did them all at once.
Maybe.
I could be wrong.
But either way, that's just my theory. That's just my out of left field theory that she could show up because it would make sense with the timeline.
I'm just not sure they're ever going to put her in there.
I think they are. I don't think they would.
I hope so.
I don't think they would have put her in that book if they didn't mean to put her in the actual movies and stuff. She's too big.
It was interesting. They made her comic into a book, into a book, and they published that. I mean, they've invested a ton into her.
And they Black K has come out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't say it's not impossible for Afra to show up.
I hope you're right.
I also believe that we can find just about any bounty hunter to show up in this show too.
Yeah.
Because if they're starting this rebellion and the Empire's starting to pick up on it, who do you think they're going to send out to go after these people? They're not going to try to send out their own people. They don't care. They don't care enough. Right? Just send out some hired hand.
Yeah.
Right? So I could see them trying to assassinate these rebels by sending out bounty hunters. I could see so I mean that'd be cool. Is Hondo still alive? I think Hondo's still alive.
Yeah, Hondo's alive, yeah.
So
Hondo lives all the way to episode 9.
So I it's not impossible to see any of these characters just because the way that Star Wars is going for Disney is it's going to be a Filoni Favreau world.
Yeah.
I just think they're the people that if you want Star Wars to be successful going forward, I would put it in their hands and just go, you guys are the Feiges.
Yep.
You know,
and I do think they're better off developing new characters versus old characters.
Exactly, and I get that too. But I mean,
let the old ones make their short appearances and focus on the new characters.
Yeah, I can see that. I would also think, though, I mean, for us Star Wars fans who actually read or watch a lot of Star Wars, everything, we know just about every character. But to like the normal fan, no one knows who Hondo is. No one knew who Cad Bane was, you know, or Crescent.
No, but I view them as new characters, not the old school.
Yeah. As long as we don't go see another Anakin or another freaking Luke. No more Yoda, like all of that. Let's move away from that. And
well, you're going to definitely see Yoda in the.
Okay, I take that back. I don't mind Yoda as long as we go back hundreds of years.
Right, it's going to be High Republic Yoda.
Yeah, I don't want 50 years ago. I don't want 20 years ahead.
You guys read the novels at all?
Yes, I'm behind on them,
but the young adult Phase 2 High Republic novel.
That just came out.
It came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the something Path of Deceit, I think it's called.
Best one so far.
Really?
Yeah.
It starts tying stuff together with new. It's starting to make sense how all this is going together.
Yeah, I need to catch up on them.
That by far has been my favorite of all the High Republic.
I do think we're going to get at some point. We're going to get a Solo 2. I'm not sure if it's going to be a movie or if we're going to get it as like a limited series. I do think that's going to come because that's starting to get heat. And I think, and it may come in the form of Lando.
I would rather. Okay, so my preference, because they didn't kill it, but they kind of, you know, messed up Solo a little, I guess, in my mind. It's
I just think it was too packed in with everything else. I don't think it was a bad movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad, but I think it was just it was maybe bad timing, and also I mean, look, the actor wasn't bad. It was just it's not Harrison Ford. Right. And because of that, I'd rather see a Lando show series, and because of who the actor is who played Lando in that series in Solo, I'm all for it.
Well, see, what I'm kind of hoping for is like a Lando series, and then have a Solo series after that, and then possibly another Lando after that, but just kind of where they kind of cross into each other.
That would be cool.
It wouldn't be too bad, but I also would expect if you see Lando, we're probably going to see more Hans in there.
Right. Well, no, it would
and
be
Chewie,
that.
especially Chewie, actually.
Yeah.
But
it'd be nice if Steve comes back though, so we could talk about World by Night, wherever his punk ass went to.
Has he seen Andor? Maybe he got afraid to spoil it.
I've been here, dude. I've been waiting for you guys to freaking chatty Cathy it fucking over with and get some Werewolf by Night already.
Okay, good night, folks. We're done.
Werewolf, man.
Jesus
all right.
Christ.
Well,
maybe come back.
Chatty Cathy and everything like that, dude. He's over here fucking going fucking Oprah Winfrey and freaking weekend shit.
Well, we're trying because we see a black screen, so
you're trying for damn sure.
We're sitting there talking to cover you.
We could talk Star Wars for hours, so you better pop.
I know.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you guys. I was like, damn, dude, when are they gonna?
Well, you didn't put anything in the private chat until just now, I think.
We ready to rock?
Yes. Yeah. All right. So, everybody here has seen Werewolf by Night. I hope all of you have watched Werewolf by Night. What I said last week, I think I was on the money when I said this thing was getting the buzz that it was getting. That it's going to be a throwback horror kind of show. You know, very great homage to the old school horror movies, flicks. I love the fact that it was Jack Russell, Man Thing, Elsa Bloodstone, and that whole world. The score was great. All the music, everything was perfect in that show. I think. I even like the very ending where, turns to color. We get to see things a little differently. I know people have said, and in the media, and maybe even some people who are fans are saying this is not connected to the MCU. I beg to differ, but we'll see what everybody else thinks and what they think of this show. So, what did you think, Steve? Did you like the show?
Dude, I loved it. I thought it invoked old school like horror. I love the score as well. I love how they introduced Ulysses Bloodstone, like kind of like an homage to like a Twilight Zone, right? How they kind of give you the little bits and pieces of the cookie crumbs of
he kind of looked like him.
Who?
What's his name from? Darn it! That
like
old decrepit. What was it that horror show? Remember back in the day?
The Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, Crypt Keeper. Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I just like the storyline, man. The storyline all fit well. All the action scenes were perfect. I love Man Thing, aka Ted.
Ted.
Yeah, dude. It was freaking amazing.
He stole the show for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing. I really thought it hit it out the park. I love the touch of color, with the playing along with the
with the Bloodstone.
Yeah, I love the touch of color with the Bloodstone, and at the very end as well, how you see Werewolf by Night chilling with his man Ted, dude. Why are all the Kugel like named friends Ted, dude? You got like Ted over there with freaking Mark Wahlberg. You know what I mean? And you got Ted and Werewolf by Night.
You got Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother. He was not cool. Not cool at all.
Sam, what did you think?
I don't know if they could have done it any better. I mean, it hit every expectation and more for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way they set it up. I love the black and white. I like the old school vibe. It reminded me of being a little kid reading checking out at the library in 75, 76, checking out the old monster books in the library and stuff. And just, I mean, I thought it was awesome. And I was not expecting, I'm not a huge horror guy, but with the vibe they gave it, I loved it.
Amen.
I mean,
yes.
I actually had got up and I watched it like at 5:00 in the morning because my wife gets up before me, and I just got up when she did. I'm watching it and I'm like, I am so glad I did. And then I went into school and watched it again at lunch.
It's so worth that extra effort.
I was like, screw grading papers, man. I'm watching this thing.
Yeah. You're like, A. No. There's one kid I don't like. Give him an F. Drop him an F.
Yeah, I was like, Ted, man.
Yeah, Ted.
I mean, just the whole guy, I don't know who all the characters were supposed to be, but the guy with like the axe and his attitude. And the fact that he's like one of the first guys to get off. It was awesome.
Yeah, he was horrible.
When the man thing just brought, that was cool. That was
awesome.
I enjoyed it. That was, it, like you said, it reminded you like an old Twilight Zone episode or Tales of the Crypt or something like that. I mean, it had that vibe to it. It was awesome.
Even those little indents in the film too. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It made you feel like I was a little kid watching that on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I love the part that Ulysses, I mean, like you said, Crypt Keeper. Though I thought at first you were calling Steve a Crypt Keeper, and I was like, that's kind of fucked up. He doesn't look like a Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
I mean, Crypt Keeper looks a little better on
maybe like a bell troll or something like that. Not a
I did say he looks like. My bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because I heard that at first, I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I was like, "That's how you really feel, Jeff."
But I love the fact that he had to crank the thing to get it going, like an old Ford T4 or whatever truck to get it going. And I'm just like, that's pretty funny how that is. I I will say I kind of wish it would have stayed black and white the whole time. Other than the splotches of red here and there, I didn't really care for the very end. It goes. It's
like 98% black and white.
I still would.
Maybe
like
99.
The whole thing untarnished. I just like I like being kept in that because it just felt like you said, watching one of those old horror films or something that is all in black and white. And when they put the color in, I felt like I was watching like Wizard of Oz, where they did the Technicolor and shit.
That's what they were trying to get.
I understand what they're trying to do.
I was like, wait,
that's
exactly what they did.
I understand that, but I'm just like, they didn't need to do that. To me, I get it, whatever, but it was still well done. It didn't ruin the movie or anything. But I just I would have rather had it just all been black and white. I thought it was pretty cool.
So you're one of those people, okay?
I will say I was really kind of hoping that they might slip in because we knew it was like hunters hunting for a monster.
Oh god!
I was really hoping that they'd slip in Blade as one of the hunters because it would make sense since he's in the comics right now running around with little man thing.
Yeah, but if we saw Blade, wouldn't you automatically think, oh well, he's gonna kill the monster? Like there's no contest.
Well, the problem is they couldn't put Blade in there also because they had to make the character. They had to make the character disposable. Whoever it was.
They don't want to look just like She-Hulk. They don't want to reveal a major character in a show like that. They just
hit Man-Thing right out the gate, though. Like,
but it would have fit. It would have fit the thing.
Come on out.
Well, I think that's part of what I liked about it is that I thought he might show up, and the fact that he didn't, I didn't mind because the whole time I was thinking he might show up.
Yeah.
And it had ended poorly or something, and then I was saying, damn, they should have put him in there. But I was just like, oh well, next time, man. That was badass. Yeah. That's cool.
And don't get me wrong, it didn't ruin it because he wasn't there. I still really enjoyed it. It was a lot better than because I'm not a horror person like Steve. Where
none of us are a horror person like Steve.
So to me, horror films are kind of the low on my totem pole of movies. So I was like, yeah, this looks cool, but I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta watch this ASAP. But when I did watch it, I was like, fuck, I should have watched it sooner because it was that good.
I said it would be worth it.
No, I knew it was gonna be worth it, but at the same time, it was one of those things where I have to be in the right mood to watch a horror film, and it really it went like this, and you're right.
I was like, you're worried about a horror film for Disney? That's cute.
No, I wasn't. No, not.
That's cute.
I wasn't. I was not doing the small box.
I don't know though, Jeff.
He's all covering himself over his head at night.
Disney Plus. I'm not sure I view Disney anymore, man. You got She-Hulk talking about banging Daredevil. I mean,
we'll see. Look,
and then they had those touches of blood.
Remember, that's why they added the plus to it.
Right.
No, I love the very beginning where they do the Marvel and it's just like the scream and the slash.
Yeah,
that was dope. I love the reveal. Okay, I know some people might not like the way Jack Russell looked in his werewolf form. There have been some proponents against it, and because maybe not scary enough, not werewolfy enough, not enough fur. I don't know.
Don't you think that's just the people that are going to find something to complain about regardless?
Yeah, I think exactly so too. But it's also the people who are like comparing it to the comic books too. Well, right?
I mean, look at Wolfman, for God's sakes, and Universal Monsters. Like he had
there's different versions of him. Yeah. There's all different versions.
And I will say this: if it would have been in color, it might have bothered me. But it was in black and white, made it better because it hid some of it. I don't know. I just kind of, because I kind of went back when I watched, I was like, okay, this is like me watching like Bela Lugosi as Dracula and going back to those times. And some of the stuff they did, it was really cool for the time, but now you look back and go, oh, they could have done a lot better. And to me, the fact that it was in black and white made it suspend disbelief more, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's. Go ahead, Sam.
Don't you think that's part of what I think if they wanted it to be a throwback to the old school movies,
Right.
and those guys didn't look perfect.
Yeah.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If it would have been in color, that's
Okay, so
I would be like, well, this guy sucks. He doesn't look great. But because it was in black and white, and because you knew what they were going for, was those 1940s, 1930 films. You're going, okay, this makes sense.
This is probably as stylistic as anything Marvel has ever done.
Next to WandaVision?
No, I think it's even more stylized.
Better than WandaVision.
I think it's more
stylized
better
than
WandaVision. I think it's more. I think Raimi probably got closest to changing the stylization of Marvel, and within a movie or within a setting. This just murders everybody else's attempts. Because Raimi, the Doctor Strange 2 was definitely a Raimi type film. You can tell the way it doesn't even read like a Marvel film. It doesn't read like any of the Marvel films or the formula. It's very Raimi-like.
Yeah. But also, I mean, if you go back and look at those WandaVision shows, the first like 3 or 4 where they're doing the sitcom stuff,
right?
That was very stylized.
It's stylized, but they broke the style too, and then it didn't continue throughout the whole thing. This thing was like pretty much from beginning to end.
Oh yeah.
The style they went for was within this genre, was within this time frame, was like,
but you're also like comparing 7 hours of show to 1 hour.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. I just think that this stylization worked, and it was it was the hack that Kevin Feige needed to do horror. Like, I think so. Maybe going forward, and I really don't want to say this because I don't necessarily need R rating horror, but I mean, who knows? Another future Werewolf by Night thing could be a movie or a show with it's just all black and white, right?
Yeah. Well,
I don't want necessarily because I want my Blade in color.
But the thing is, can they do it now in black and white? Or since they've done at the very end of it, they have them go in color. If you're gonna say why not a prequel, that's one thing. But I was just gonna say,
well, I mean,
why not keep it? Why not keep it black and white, and then at the very end, as they gear into the final of the episode, just keep it in the same vein and make it colored. So you get to that the bits of splash. It basically brings you back to the modern, to the Marvel universe,
and that's what the whole point of the whole ending was. Anyways, it was you feel like it was this throwback. It feels like it was supposed to be. It feels like it's not even from this time or even from this world.
I mean, you're all celebrating, but he's talking about this episode. You're talking about future episodes.
I'm exactly talking about that too.
No, but I'm saying like the reason why it turned to color was because from the very beginning you thought it was out of this universe, maybe not connected to the MCU, maybe not of this time. But when it comes to color, you go, oh well, crap, that's modern day. And then the other clue is the guards also had like tasers. But I mean, that's the only thing that will have told you that it was modern day.
Right, but that doesn't equate to Steve going like this.
Yeah, of course,
dancing that he was right.
Things I did not think I would see tonight: Steve dancing, JR saying that he's not Hulk smashing Jeff, and Jeff explaining to JR,
and not being like, oh no.
But no, what I'm just saying is, it's kind of once you brought it into color, it's hard to go back and put it back in black and white because people are gonna go, well, why the fuck do you have a color at the end of this? And now we're 5 minutes later and it's now black and white.
It's just like a noir movie.
Well, what if they turn it around and homage a different type of horror, like out of the show, right?
Or go in reverse,
or modern.
We watched
throw it like a slasher, bit a piece of it.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying I don't think they could do the black and white to the color thing again. They've done it once.
Well,
I think black and white's kind of gone now. Since it did not.
They could do what they want to do.
Sensei did not. It had some color in it,
Yeah, at some points, yes,
But-
and then there was black and
but,
white at some points.
but it
and then-
wasn't. But it was
then
only
moved it.
splashes of color,
right.
like the Dame with the yellow dress, or the
The
that
red
yellow
dress.
bastard, and the Dame of the red dress.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just think it's possible with what they did to go back and do something else like this, very similar.
I think there's a better chance of what, like Steve was saying, if they went different styles. If
Which
they
is
did like
cool.
a slasher type flick and did that.
There's all kinds of different ways that they can do camera tricks. That's how a lot of
Yeah.
horror movies are. Not every horror movie is an R-rated movie.
Let's get a Blair Witch Project version.
Actually, a lot of horror movies are actually.
Steve, go stand in the
PG-13.
corner.
Yeah, right.
Am I right, Steve? Right?
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of horror movies that are PG-13 where you don't get to see everything.
Yeah. A lot of them do like go with PG-13 just as of late. I've seen a lot of rated R's.
Yeah.
Um,
You reach
and
a
then-
bigger
I mean,
audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but even then, in the horror aspect, I mean, we're in October. We're in Halloween. Halloween's just right around the corner. But there's some horror films that really don't like.
It's a lot of cut scenes, basically.
Yeah.
It cuts and
It's
it takes
implied.
out it's all implied. So I mean, if as long as they do it right, they can do a good horror movie.
You better.
It's not impossible. And
this.
And with that, with like the Werewolf by Night special, I mean, now they can do so many other specials. I do want to go back though. Like, I like the stylization and the fact that when you're watching it, you get that little flicker, a little burn in the
film.
like the film.
Yeah.
I like that part, like throughout it. I like that part where he was changing into the werewolf. Where
Oh
they're
yeah,
flashing the
Like,
shadow, like old school,
climactic. Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Like the monster, like the man turning into the monster. That whole the lightning and all that other stuff, like that was so awesome. Very old school. Love the slashing when he's slashing up the guards and the blood just going against the screen. Like
Yeah,
that was cool.
Whoever played the mother-in-law also,
oh yeah, she was a
or
piece of
their
person.
stepmother, or
Nasty,
whatever.
yes,
I was
that
glad for her
It
to
was
die.
really-
I was like, damn, if she was any closer to JR, man, off her. Yeah, I was gonna say Werewolf by Night, get it, go ahead and fucking eat him alive. Like a
I
piece of tenderloin.
definitely Elsa, like, okay, so with Elsa herself, I liked most of her.
Like Oliver, baby.
Don't
I-
just
I-
stop right there, Jeff.
I want to say character. I like most of her characterization, but maybe at some parts of it kind of took me out of it. Just like she kind of almost felt like she came out of character a couple of times. But that's just me. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but I think she was great overall. And man thing, good lord, that thing was probably the best thing in the whole show.
Shocking.
From the way it looked to the way it moved to its powers. Goodness gracious, I don't know what you call it. I forgot. I keep
Man thing.
remembering it's blighting, but I don't know if it's blighting.
It's
'Cause I know
powers.
it's
Were
fear.
those not colored?
I think his powers were colored.
No,
The fire was, I thought.
no,
Just
no. It was
that-
white. It was all
yeah,
white.
it was white.
It just was white.
Just the bloodstone on his back was colored.
Yeah, the bloodstone itself is supposed
Yeah.
to be a color, and it's just kind of telling how magical and powerful it was.
How bloody it is.
That too, maybe. This guy. But yeah, when he was killing whoever, yeah, it was all in black and white. But I think he kills because they fear him, right?
Yeah, because whenever if you have fear, when he touches them,
They just burn up.
Get set on fire.
So I always call that he blighted them. But is that because isn't that like burning off? Like,
I thought it was a weenie roast, but that's just
Yeah, I
me.
mean, he
sure, okay.
cooked him alive, man.
I don't know. I was asking if it was called anything, but
Tenderized.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe calling it a night.
maybe. Well,
Get under the covers, dude. He's scared.
So
Mhm.
you guys all got to talk about it, right? You guys.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I guess we're all done for the night, and got a couple of things to promote.
Oh yeah, man. This Saturday we got not only do we got re-registration for San Diego Comic Con, but we also got Saturday Toy Box. But before Saturday Toy Box, I'll also be chilling with the low grades tomorrow at 7 p.m. So I'll be chilling with the boys. Let's talk. Let's get some cream pies. Let's get some pickle shots. Let's go ahead and hit it. And let's go ahead and have a good time. It's horror season. Let's talk horror. I know
Appreciate you.
J2 is at Halloween the ends, so he's getting a good shot at watching it already. So I can't wait to see it. Saturday morning toy box at you about what
10:30?
10:30
Right.
okay.
We got San Diego Comic Con to worry about in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So if they're in a grumpy mood, you know why.
I won't be in
Might
a
be.
grumpy mood. I'm
Yeah,
all right.
heck, if I don't get it, man, I'm going to the next con or traveling, taking a sabbatical. So one of the two. And then Monday, you got Cover Lovers. Cover Lovers, you gotta love it.
A
Incentives
special
galore.
cover lovers too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Who
so
we got?
we're gonna have cover lovers. It starts at 6:30. Is it 6:30? Shoot, I think 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, and our special guest is going to be Trish Forstner. If you guys don't know who that is, go look at Stray Dogs. Go look up My Little
My Little
Pony.
Pony.
Yeah, I mean, you name it. She's done a bunch of different covers for Bird City Comics. So yeah, go check her out. She's gonna be with us for Cover Lovers. We're finally gonna get an artist's opinion on other covers, and we'll get a legit, like, I guess, opinion from someone who actually knows what they're doing. So
Definitely.
tune in and for a special Cover Lovers on Monday.
All right. Speaking of Cover Lovers in Bird City, man, like if you guys are comic fans, and I know you're comic fans, and I know you love covers, exclusive covers, limited covers, you got to stop by Bird City Comics and go ahead and check their catalog. Also, their drops. Do not be late on their drops. 6 p.m. is usually the time. If you hit you with the TNH 10, you get 10% off of your order. Orders of $100 and over get free shipping. So, if you were looking to kind of stack up for the holiday, for the Halloween holiday or the Christmas holiday coming up, then you might as well just buy Christmas presents for your community friends.
Did you see the Yoda cover coming out tomorrow?
Oh, by Stephanie Hans.
Hans?
Yeah, Yoda #1
And-
by Stephanie Hans.
Yeah, there's going to be a Virgin and a trade dress copy of it. Also, I found out this day, I don't know if anyone else knew about this. I was talking to Mrs. Bird City. You can actually sign up, like subscribe to the text line, and they'll text you when the stuff comes out, when it
Yes.
comes on sale.
Now that's a good treatment right there.
If you can go to their webpage right now or go to their Instagram, and they've got a thing how to do it. Also, the number is 833-550-0802. You text them and you put in I forget what you have to put in, or exclusive. You text that and they'll let you know as soon as the stuff is dropped so you can buy it. Because I know
They usually let you know a little bit ahead of time, so it's like in an hour or something.
Yeah, because I know I'm going to try and get that Yoda that comes out. I think it comes out at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So,
Good evening, actual Dracula, the people's vamp. What's going on, my brother?
oh no, I'm sorry. It's
I'd show you what the text looked like, but I deleted them all.
it's 9 p.m. is when it comes out. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Stephanie Hans drawing Yoda. We all know she does amazing work on Yoda.
Check it out. Check it out. Get you the trade or get you the Virgin or get you both of them. And last but certainly not least, like you notice Jeff's background, his displays, you're wondering like, how does he have so many awesome pop displays? The
He
answer
pimps
to
himself out.
that is, yes, he does pimp himself out, but it's also, he is a firm and true believer of our other sponsorship with Display Geek. Our brother Sean, man, started this company from the ground up with these awesome displays. If you're a pop collector and you're looking to kind of find some room, we know how much real estate they take in your room. Hey, my man Sean got you covered, man. Go ahead and go on the site. Go ahead and get you a display case. Go ahead and fit your 6 by the pops or 8 by the pops in a corner. And hey, man, they make your display look mucho primo, man. I wish I had some of my own for some action figures. But oh, did I forget? They do action figure holders as well. They protect your action figures just like they would protect your comics, you guys. Go ahead and hit Team Nerd Herd 10. Team Nerd Herd.
Just Team Nerd Herd on your
Just
first
Team Nerd
order.
Herd. On your first order, it's
10%
off.
Do they have boxes for your Kleenex capes?
You know what? I'm gonna ask Sean if they do, and if they do, guess what? They'll be protected. You know, you should also ask them for display cases for your bust and your breast. JR.
You just told him to bend over.
Go ahead and hit him up, JR. Get that 10% off of a display case for your bust and your breast.
Okay.
All right, but I think we are done for the night, y'all. Thank you guys for rocking and rolling with us. Next Thursday, we will have Dismay Comics on. He sent us comics to read. I got to get it out to these savages over here, and we're gonna go ahead and have him on the show. We're gonna go ahead. It's a horror. It is horror. It is a horror title. He got some Kickstarter going. I read the first 48 pages of the first comic. I got to read the second.
Wait, the first comic is 48 pages?
It goes by fast. It's awesome. It's a visual read. The writing is awesome. Gets you sucked in. Horror.
That's
galore.
2 comics.
Hey,
Yeah, but don't worry, Jeff. You got to remember, Steve's got a very low reading level, so be quick.
Oh yeah, I got low reading merit. You know, my bad. But guess what? You'll be reading it too, so you guys will have a, insight on that. Maybe JR will tell you to get off the lawn or something like that, or complain about everything else. Horror
Reading is
aspect.
fundamental.
Little whore. All right, guys. Reading is fundamental. All right, guys. That'll be about it. You guys have a great evening.
Send us
and
out.
We'll talk to you later. If you want to do it right, collect what you like, y'all. Peace.